real quick before we do that, I want to try something. I would like to try something because I saw a different battle royale.
Some Gillo credits or something.
Mm-hmm. TFF Forsaken Battle Royale. Well, we'll try it.
Let's talk about it. Before that, this video is brought to you by VIPCDKDeals.com. CDK Deals is a website dedicated to getting you the best prices on games and software, and right now you can get a Windows 10 Pro OEM key for an insanely low price. Just find the best price and apply my special discount code GPC
Stream Elements.
for an additional 30%
Scrappy
off.
DP
You can
is
also
now
check out
live.
securely with PayPal, and
Streaming
once the
Apex
payment is cleared, you
Legends,
should get access to
October
the code for your
23rd,
account, as well as
2023
your email.
Supers,
In order to activate the
TI,
new copy of Windows
increase
10,
in
just search
number.
Activate under Windows
It's
and
all
type in the
artificial.
key. So if you want to learn more, be sure to click the link in the description below. Okay, so there's no time for messing around in today's video because we got way too much exciting news to go over. First, starting off with some new Quantum.OLED gaming monitors that are looking absolutely insane.
QD-OLED.
This is everything that I've been wanting for a very long time, and I think it kind
Why
of
is
has
Halo taking
everything
so
for
fucking
everyone,
long
depending
just
on
to launch?
what you're into. Single player gaming or competitive FPS, starting off with the 4K option, probably more aimed towards single player gamers, but at a 240 hertz refresh rate, Quantum.OLED panel, which means that yes, the response times are going to be great, as well as it being slightly curved, 32 inches, glossy, everything that you would want to get a really crisp image. It's there, and guys, it looks like it's going to be available apparently sometime in January of next year, which is not that far off. And then, of course, they're also bringing out a 27-inch 360 hertz version, which appears to be flat, probably aimed more towards those competitive gamers. Now, I will go into more details in another video, and I highly suggest going ahead and subscribing to the display guide down in the comments as well as in the description below if you want some more information on that. But there you have it, guys. The holy grail of monitors is coming, and it's coming not only from MSI and Asus, but now also Alienware as well. And wow, I cannot wait to get my hands all over these monitors. I am beyond hyped. But speaking of hype, guys, yes, it looks like we could be getting some more RTX 40 series cards. Now, I know we've talked about the RTX 40 Super series in the past, but yes, we have more information. A ton of these guys just dropped. It's just so much information, it's hard to even parse through, but let's get through it as quick and cleanly as possible, as it all started with a tweet from the Twitter leaker Copite17, who had this to say about the RTX 40 Super series. Quote, I have some different opinions. I think the relationship between RTX 4080 Super and RTX 4080 is similar to that between RTX 2080 Super and RTX 2080. So that's very interesting stuff, and I think what he's alluding to is that the RTX 4080 Super could just be the fully unlocked 8103 die, which is definitely something that I've talked about in the past as well. So it would definitely be an increase in terms of performance, but it wouldn't be the massive leap that we're expecting to see of the RTX 4080 Ti, which I do believe also can as well. But then you have more to say for an RTX 4070 Super looks like an RTX 4070 Ti with a little bit of cutting. And this one's interesting to me, guys, because I was sure that the RTX 4070 Super would be essentially actually an upgraded RTX 4070 Ti on the 8103 die with 16 gigabytes of VRAM, although it looks like there's more. also could be the case, as it looks like we have even more information coming from the Killer Leaker Mega Size GPU, who had this to say: there might be 2 new cards in the future. 4070 D6, same spec as 4070, but shrinks to GDDR6, and 4070 Super, based on 8103, has a 256-bit bandwidth and 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So just as I mentioned, yes, other people are saying, no, there is going to be essentially like a 4070 Super or Ti with that 16 gigabytes of VRAM. I've been saying it for a while. I think it makes a lot of sense, but we haven't been more information. As yes, Red Gaming Tech, the well-known leaker over on YouTube, threw in his hat into the ring, where he actually released this slide here, as you can see, guys, which has what he believes to be all the information on Ti/Super GPUs coming out. And as you can see, yes, there's a 4090 Ti, which is essentially the exact same specs that I've been talking about for a long time, which is essentially just the fully unlocked RTX 4090 die. Now, it's not fully unlocked, there's 2 SMs cut off, but close enough. And there's a 4080 Ti, which he's saying is around 100 SMs. I was thinking probably around 110. But the interesting thing here is, guys, he's saying it could be 16 gigabytes on a 256-bit bus, which would be really strange, as I've heard a lot of other rumors suggesting 320-bit and 20 gigabytes. And then he also lists out the 4070 Ti 16 gigabyte, which he's saying is 8103, much like we just discussed with the 4070 Super leak from Mega Size GPU. And then he also has another 4070 Super that's on there as well, which seems to be essentially something similar to what Top 87 Kimi is saying. And then there's a 4060 Ti 12 gigabyte, which honestly, that actually makes a lot of sense to me. I definitely could see them doing something like that. But here's one where it's basically, and I've mentioned that this could definitely happen as well, a cut down version of the RTX 4070. And then, of course, he lists out some laptop stuff as well. And then according to Red Gaming Tech, after these SKUs, or maybe slightly before these SKUs did release, we'll probably be seeing some price drops as well. And you guys know I've been talking about that. I think that's definitely going to happen, and I'll flash on screen right now once again here what I think it's going to look like, because Red Gaming Tech was saying he wasn't sure which SKUs are going to be affected. I'm pretty confident I know which SKUs are going to be affected, assuming these Super GPUs run. Of course, remember, guys, they could always go ahead and cancel. Hope they don't, and I don't think they will, but they could. But in any case, if they release, here's what I think will happen. The RTX 4080 will drop from 1200 to actually as
I don't get this.
$900. I say it's low, that's still pretty high, but it's definitely actually worth the price at that price point versus the $1,200 it is now, which is absolutely ludicrous. I do believe this will lead to the RTX 4070 also dropping price just a little bit from 550 to 500. But if you're hoping RTX 4090 is going to drop in price, I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the 4090 Ti will actually be even more expensive, and the 4090 will stay at that $1,600. Yes, probably will be some price cuts, but not on the highest end models. Only on the models that are grossly overpriced now, like the 4070, 4080, and I forgot to mention, 4070 Ti should also be seeing a significant price reduction of, I'd say, at least $100, as it should be effectively be getting replaced by the RTX 4070 Super or 4070 Ti Super, whatever they decide to call it, that is going to be the 16 gigabyte version. That should be the same price as the current RTX 4070 Ti. So if you're someone who's in the market for a GPU right now, you might be asking the question, should I wait for
Just
the GPU?
doesn't
And
seem.
that we first have to talk about, when are these things going to be released? It sounds like probably around CES of next year, which of course is going to be very
Just does not seem like this is a battle royale.
Wait, however, does that mean that you should be selling your card now, or not buying anything and waiting for these to happen? And to that I say, I think it really depends. If you're not in a rush to build a new PC whatsoever, then sure, you might as well wait. However, these are leaks and rumors. You could end up waiting and not getting the card that you want. So I don't want that to happen to you guys. If you're really wanting to build a PC right now, I do think it is, worth going out and purchasing a card that is good value. So maybe look at some AMD cards on eBay if you're interested in really good value. Otherwise, of course, if you're willing to wait, I do think these new GPUs will be bringing significantly better value as well as higher VRAM capacities, and honestly, not that long. But that's just what I think. Do you think NVIDIA is really going to release these cards, or do you think that these leaks and rumors could end up being wrong? Of course, we'll see. Maybe this video, be sure to drop a like. Every time you do so, AMD and NVIDIA release new GPUs. Also, if you want to see more, check out one of these related videos. You won't be disappointed.
Oh, wait, come here. We have the 3 people that do the Knut impressions here.
What are we talking about?
I lost my voice.
That's a convenient excuse for a baby.
I am sorry. I have a
weird tremor there.
I have a broken collar.
What, are you paying taxes for that or something?
He is from Norway. He pays a lot of taxes.
Why don't you move to Norway? You can pay all the taxes you want.
He likes to pay
And then
taxes.
I will move and live in Texas, Mr. Kip.
He likes to pay taxes for healthcare. You like to pay taxes?
Who needs healthcare?
Look at these arms, you pussy. Look at him.
You don't have to
He
be
looks like a small. You look like my wife.
tiny bicep.
You are so small.
It's the baby muscle.
You're so.
How you doing?
I can barely talk.
Seeing chats. What he said.
They're making fun of you, dude. Stop it. They're making fun of you, dude. Don't you see it? That
Look.
would be bad.
Look, I've never been good at accents, okay?
Thank you so much. He's Russia Bison 5, 3600, 6800, 32 Instagram, B5 people board, 1440, 27, 165 Hz monitor, upgrade to 5 now, or drop in 700.
Where the fuck is this game?
Windows 10 Professional for $15. Activate instantly online with Microsoft and keep it on. Don't pay full price. Get the best deal from our sponsor, URCDs, using our link in the video description below. Full details on how this amazing deal works at the end of the video. And for this video, not just a gift portion. Adam comes in with a CPU upgrade question and provides use case and games that he is interested in playing.
He's running a Ryzen 5 3600 CPU with a 6800 CPU on 32 gigs of RAM on a B550 motherboard. His monitor is 1440p, 27-inch, 165 Hz. He wants to know if he should upgrade to AM5 now or drop in a 5700X, 5800X 3D, or wait until next year to do a full rebuild. The games he plays are Baldur's Gate 3, Phantom Liberty, and then he wants to be ready for Starfield, the new game that's coming out.
To everybody who wants to ask us a question, this is a really good question. It lists current CPU, current GPU. It lists monitor. It lists refresh rate. It lists what he's interested in doing, and it lists the games he wants to play. That provides enough information to provide a useful answer, because too often,
Because he just said games, we didn't know that Starfield would be,
I mean, is it Rainbow Six Siege or Starfield? They're both technically games, but that's like saying a Toyota Corolla and a Lamborghini are cars. They are, but
one is not like the other.
yeah.
Thank you, Anna, for the detailed question.
Okay. AM4 is a gift. Do not lick a gift horse in the mouth.
You're talking about 5700X to 5800X.
Yes. He currently has an AM4 board. He's got a B550. He's got a 6-core, 12-thread, non-X 3600. It's a good CPU, but not for 1440p, 165 Hz, and not for those games. Bloody games you should be playing on a 3600 when you have a drop-in CPU upgrade that is 5 minutes that can increase your core count, increase your clock speed, and increase your instructions per clock cycle. Your Ryzen, not just to Adam, but to everybody else watching, the Ryzen 5 3600 is actually 2 3-core CPUs. It's Zen 2 with an Infinity Fabric link between 2 3-core CPUs. The 5700X and the 5800X 3D are an 8-core monolithic chiplet with no core-to-core latency issues, and the entire L3 cache is unified between all the cores. Where his L3 cache on his 3600 is split between the 2 3-core chips. It is a raw compute improvement of about 20%. It will be a latency improvement, especially on 165 Hz. It will be a 1% lower improvement by going 4 to 3 and 8 cores for those games. All games in 8 cores. Those games, you should have 8 cores. And it takes 5 minutes. Why would you spend all the money? Only 5 minutes. Of course, I'm going to have DDR5 mode. Ripping your motherboard out, rewire your case, make sure your power supply, make sure your ATX power cables, your DPS cables, they all reach. You're probably going from AM4 to AM5. You're probably going to ARC. I would be fun. I'll change motherboards.
We'll get the win if your heart's
Time
in
to
the
put
right
some
place.
lead down range.
And going from DDR4 to DDR5, there's 2 new things. So, you won
Meet your champion. Lots of kills by this one. I like that.
The Ryzen 7 57 has been regularly available for $179.
I'm the jump master. No straying, no.
You can sell your current chip for over $50 depending on what you have. So for anywhere between 100
Sounding reveille.
maybe
I'm the jump master.
80
Hit the jets. We're dropping hot.
pressure and get a nice public performance to buy yourself maybe up to 2 and get 2
Safety's off. Enemy landed on me.
Now, to answer the question, should you get a 58 effects?
Spotted. Double timing it.
Was a Prime Day down to 259.
I'm spotted. Take your time. Deploying health drone. We're all inside the ring.
280. It is faster. It does give him a little bit more boost. It's triple the L3 cache, which is nice. But at the same time, if you can find the 5700X for $180, and it's $150 cheaper than the chip, the 3D chip is not worth $150. But marginal on the 100, if it's less than 100 difference, if it's 80, I would do the 3D chip all right now. If it's close to 150, it's not worth 150. Your choice.
Can you get one more, please?
Your question is, should he buy a Ryzen 9 instead of a Ryzen 7? He wants to play Starfield, Battlefield 3. He's playing AAA games, he has a high refresh rate monitor.
I've got what you
Once in
need.
a while,
If you can afford it.
alone.
He's got a very good
That's my happy place.
You can currently find Ryzen 9 $5,900.
It's only over when it's over.
Now, it does have the downside
I thought you had like one more up there.
chips instead of one 8-core chip. However, that's
Introducing your champion.
Anyone for a mid-afternoon nightcap?
So, take the 5700Xs off the count, double it. Two of them. It does take 2 cores off, but it also takes I would take a 5700X over a 5700X. You're gonna pay $330.
Evil, you back?
And it has full much So, he's got a rear 50. He's got a great video card. You can currently find a Ryzen 9 $5900.
This must be what a bullet feels like. Pretty cool.
However, it has double cache.
That's so hard.
Matt, target over there. First blood already.
Our target landed so close I can smell them.
But you don't want to spend $100 to $200 for it. Our sponsor provides discounted speed at amazing prices.
We've got a minute until the ring closes. If you want it, bag it.
11 professional and just $60 from Microsoft.
Knockdown shield here. Level 2.
They activate directly with Microsoft Online.
45 seconds until the ring closes. We've got time, but not much.
For Windows, security settings, update and security activation, click change product key, paste the key provided. Seconds, you're cool.
Let's explore this way.
To be somewhere else.
Reloaded.
Getting shot at. Tossing jump drive. Reloading.
Remember to use the discount code TV20 to save 25% off the already deeply discounted
Reloading.
Grab some heat shields.
Health drone if you need it. Just giving my shields a recharge.
Taking fire. I'm bleeding out.
2 of them on me.
We're all outside the ring, and a wall of death is coming our way.
3 of them. Whole squad.
No, no, it's just us. We got to watch each other's back.
fast enough.
They're shooting at me. Reloading. I'm down.
Reloading. Getting some damage over here.
Back them and grab your banner. Already got back.
I dropped late.
Patch me up, though. I'm getting shot at.
So that's my advice. Adam, thank
Nice
you
check.
for the question.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
What? No. I'm just kidding, you trolling me.
She wanted to see if she could sneeze with her eyes open.
You might not like it, but this is what the peak male athletic form looks like.
This guy figured out a smart way to get rid of bugs.
I love it. I see. Una vez.
Zeus?
This is the true meaning of what a family dinner looks like. This woman tried out the and got stuck and had to call the police.
And I got the easiest rescue ever.
Each choice changes everything.
This horse only drinks the finest water.
Me ain't afraid of much, but losing, that would be a drag.
In eastern Kingston, they can form a spring, which they can then use to launch themselves away from predators. They have the ability to travel over 15 feet on a single launch. This has to be the deepest
Gotta
voice
get feeling
I've
about this
ever
area.
Like I like my sake. Cool, unfiltered, on someone else's tab. Come get some, move it or die.
Whoever's made this out of the
Here we go, ready up.
We hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon.
Is this
Later.
competitive?
If you ever bought something from LTVstore.com, there's a good chance you've met our customer care supervisor at
Over there.
thorough, and a very and these are great toys.
Choppa03 says, yes it is.
And I gotta say,
Why is there's only two of us?
if you were following along from home,
Choppa03 says, he left.
A tier, a great value.
He didn't like my score?
These technologies. What more could he do? Well, he could consider me.
Tried to check out my stats, didn't like me.
I'm not using
Say one, we're all inside this room.
I got that fine. Oh, goodness. Well, okay. That's great, but it does kind of kill the rest of this intro.
Evo shield
You know
here,
what we're gonna do
level
anyway?
one.
To rebuild our trust, we're going to do a role reversal exercise where it's my job to bend over backwards and make sure you're happy today. Whatever you say, I got to do it, which might be a nice little change of pace.
Longbow here.
I have some ideas.
Extended light mag here. Level 2.
We're back again with another AMD Ultimate Tech Upgrade. And a new video means a brand new chance to win some great goodies from AMD. It's basically a tradition at this point. This time, we're giving away 2 Steam Decks. You know what a Steam Deck is by now. If you don't, it's a handheld gaming device with
Ultimate
a simple
accelerant.
interface
Found a
for
heat
you to
shield
access
here.
your Steam library, and a battery that's designed to last until it was extended on-the-go gaming set. And it's powered by an AMD Zen CPU and AMD RDNA graphics that provide high-definition gaming even on handheld. So head over to our Twitter and give away for a chance to win your very own new and shiny Steam Deck. Thanks again to AMD for sponsoring this series. I'm sure you're excited to tell us about some of the retro phone things you scored, but before that happens, we have to do the obligatory poke around in your face a little bit and make it comfortable. Sure. It looks uncomfortable. You're a big Swiftie, right? No, that would be my wife.
Attention,
Then how do you
the
describe
champion has
this?
been eliminated.
Taylor Swift walked in your office.
The champion made a poor
This
choice.
is your computer.
Care package being delivered.
This is my wife's computer over here.
You hear that? There's a care package coming
I
down.
neglected it quite in favor of giving her a good enough setup that she feels compelled to game with me.
Wow, I was gonna say gentleman move. Gentleman like a fox. Yeah, it's very clear to me who gets the budget for cool stuff in this household. But no longer will your setup be like this.
Come and get your birthday
Amazing.
present.
We've gone with a rising
Got an evac tower here.
I mean, sure, compared compared to AMD's top-of-the line material chip that has half as many cores, but that's 8 cores, 16 threads still, and it has 80 VCAPs, which contributes significantly to gaming performance. And of course, it supports all the latest technologies like PCI Express Gen 5 and DDR5. You've gone with a 7900 XTX, which is the top of the line, 24 gigs of VRAM, and I love this, a practical supporting cast. If you don't need the extra features of X670E, a B650 is going to perform the same for you. I can't wait to build this machine. Or rather, got the M64, got the M Classic upscaling cable, which works way better than you would probably expect. We did a video on it a while back. And then there's a couple of
hop up here. Camera point.
What am I looking at right here?
Yeah, so
Laser
this is
sight
the
here.
Wii we
Level
scored
1.
at Christmas.
Got some materials here.
It's literally worth it just for the Wiimote alone, considering what those things were.
I was still stuck on Wii score, but yeah, go ahead.
Another thrift shop find. This was in.
Go and check it.
a good
Got some
round
materials
at
for us.
when I
Got
bought
some
this, it was
materials here.
$40 USD, and it had Mario Kart Double Dash inside of it already.
That is freaking
Sniper stock here. Leather too.
This is full already.
That's okay. We have a solution.
Oh, cool. The back of the console. Oh. One moment, please. Ooh. Woo! Nice! Ooh, I like
to
it.
avoid
And
this
open
area.
front for better air
Let's go
flow.
this way.
Fun fact,
Contact with
I'm not
hostile.
the only one who's at your beck and call today.
Let's explore that way.
He's going to get this out of here.
I'm going to the
and
jump
we-
tower, bro.
Contact with
We
hostile.
get started building.
We can do
Getting
without
shot at.
kitchen.
Void jumping.
Okay, you know what? Let's not do any of it. Maybe we'll do this one thing, because we've only done this last one thing.
Down.
This? No. It's the best place to build a computer. There's always counter space. It's supposed to be clean. At least you tend to have not seen a hygiene thing. That's some people. That's me. Try to make I really do have hygiene going on.
Try to make it look lived in, but not too thick and thin, you know?
Yeah, I mean Riley. I mean, clearly nobody. I realized something just now. You haven't actually instructed me to build this computer, so what is it that you want me to do?
That's a good question. I mean, I don't really build computers very often, and I love doing it, so I like to take the lead here for sure. Feel free to advise me. I mean, we got the master here.
Yes,
so.
sir. When's the last time you built a computer?
Oh, God, like back in 2016, I think. I put a RX 480 in that bad boy. Way back in the day, right when it first came out. It was supposed to be $200, but it ended up being more like $250 because that was when the whole mining explosion happened.
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah, not this time.
We thought that was as bad as it could get. It was not, ladies and gentlemen. First thing I usually do is the CPU, so I get the hard out of the way first.
I'm going for primo customer service today. EOCD sale.
Oh boy, you think I can do it?
We can take care of some of the demands that we are inbox and things like that. I love our customers.
Me too. I usually do the RAM next, so we can do that.
There you are, sir. We've gone with DDR5 6000 at CL32, which is pretty much.
Ain't afraid of much but losing. That would be a drag.
Enough for gaming today, enough for gaming.
No time for a reading, but I know what I need to do.
That does have things to think about.
Tap, rack, and clear. I'm ready.
Oh, thank you. Look at that. It's like I've done this.
This is your champion.
I don't think it matters which slot we're using, because Adam, shooting-wise, I don't think it's high quality.
I'm the jump master. Follow me.
But when there's a performance benefit when games to Gen 5,
Allegedly.
Adam has chosen capacity in 2 terabyte drive rather than 2. Which means it doesn't matter which of your investments you are.
I'm the jump master. Ready up.
Allegedly.
Adam has chosen capacity for 2 terabyte drive.
Hold on tight. It's time to drop, shock, and rock.
could just put on a little bit of it, except the place doesn't go to you. So, I'll just send you in the trade.
Round one. Beginning countdown.
No. Yeah. Well, I did win my life that, but you know,
First blood,
sometimes I've done it
and not the good blood moon kind. 1 minute, but we're nearly centered.
Well, this isn't as eventful as last game.
So, this is a cool little tool.
I see what.
Yeah, go ahead and screw that in.
45 seconds, rings close. Back yourself up. It's gonna get messy.
Level 2.
And then now, all you do is what you do this little plastic thing.
I'm wondering what.
My ultimate is ready.
That's new.
Ring ain't far. Half of one.
I'm not crazy. I said that wasn't a thing the last time. So
It's pretty neat. Yeah, okay, go ahead and try to get it.
perfect. Flawless. That's nice. Yeah. It's nice when you know that it's a thing.
Come on, the ring's closing in 10 seconds.
You guys ever
Laser sight, optics here. Sniper stock here. Level 1.
The champion has been
divided on this issue.
Champion's out, huh? Throws hard for the taking.
Listen up, the ring's moving.
Do you want to plug in power supply and do people testing?
Alternator here.
It's a very good idea.
I feel like I'm the only one that actually follows your advice.
You're gonna
Paul's
take that.
advice, Bitwit's advice.
Paul's advice, sure.
Hop up here.
Advice,
Boosted loader.
that Lyle guy on the side.
That's true. That's true.
Actually, if we were really smart to follow all of my advice, we would have done this.
I need optics for an FM
Delivering care package.
Was there a Digithread
Looks
on
like
that
a
by
care
any
package
chance?
is coming
If
in.
so, can I
Big
have
things in
that?
that.
The humidity is extremely
What'd you
high right
say?
now. We're not on a carpet.
I said, was there a Digithread on the alternator by any chance? If so, can I have it?
There was a golden alternator.
Jace
back there
Quilliam
somewhere.
says, I can't take it off. Jace Quilliam says, I have it.
I'll be ready. Wait, sorry.
Backpack here. Level 2.
Aaron, will you drop it to me real quick? Catalyst?
Meanwhile, over here, calling a third this bookshelf and securing it to
Alternator here.
Thanks.
2 alternating fire.
Jace Quilliam says, oh.
Attention. There is a new
This is a great time to talk about how
New
we're gonna
kill
get the
leader.
network
Go on,
cable
watch
into
out.
the media console here. You can run a wire, but I don't know this place. Not really the vibe I'm getting in this place. So, how do you power line? A power line in your walls to run networking, and while it's 2 gigabits that they claim, you know, it's very theoretical. It'll be fast enough.
I need a step. I need an extended light magazine.
Relatively low latency enough to be great for this.
Listen up, I'm calling a lifeline package in.
Low latency gaming to your PC in the other room. So you're worried that because of the shape of this plug, these aren't going to both fit at the same time. That's okay. This particular power line adapter has a pass-through, so we can leave a full 15 amps of this circuit just through it. And as long as we don't put any really gross noisy devices on the circuit, it shouldn't interfere too much with our networking. And I'm not worried about the overall.
Who are you shooting at?
Console.
The Drac.
PlayStation. No, I'm allowed to unbox things. I'm allowed to unbox things.
See, the thing is, I understand theoretically how you know, because I don't do it. Usually that one, it's not.
Yeah, no, I get it. We all saw that.
I sense an enemy out there. With my eyes.
Look at it compared to the mother.
I'm gonna ult that and
It
then we'll
dwarfs it. Look at it compared to a totally normal sized human hand.
Heads up. Dropping the ball.
A lot
Don't let me take fire. Third party. They're trying to corner us. They got me. I'm down.
I pretty much yeah.
I knocked one.
Enemy down. Reloading. More enemies down.
I think I got them both.
Self-preservation. Reloading.
Nice thing is that I wanted to.
Okay, go.
You've been holding this for 2 years.
If you get to me, I can heal you, but I don't know how you're getting out of that now.
You've been waiting for. You've just been waiting for your upgrade.
Oh yeah, we're playing long game, friend.
Oh no, Colin, what's happening? A cat has chewed through the cable.
Healing. Watch my back.
That is.
I'm getting
Okay.
shot.
I can call
Round 2. Beginning ring countdown. Fire! Firing! Up in the chimney.
So we can make a more.
I'll get them up here. Delivering replicator. Giving him the chimney. Hold on. I'm healing.
Charging battery.
Out. 59.
I need restoration.
Here's your birthday present.
After squads are gone.
Big up to us. That was the last one in the squad.
I need restoration.
Two kills.
Do you want me to go after that guy's car?
Jace Quilliam says, he'll recover.
You want me to go recover that?
No.
Rings closing in 1.
Okay, just get me in. Go to the respawn beacon. Teammate, go to the respawn beacon. Left lane.
Alright, I was gonna pick that dude up. Give him some fucking heals when he gets up here.
Keep him with the pragmatic theme. Got the fantastic.
45 seconds. Rings far.
Hold on. I'm healing.
Got the tempered glass side panel. Reasonable price on $125. So, nice case, but not overkill. And tons of airflow.
It actually came.
Not far from the ring. Half a minute.
You have 140 fucking damage and 4 kills. How does that work?
Because I'm good at shooting. I shoot people in the eye. Thank you. Don't get mad at me. Are you mad? Because I killed people? What the hell?
I mean, I'm just saying. I have 500 damage and 0 fucking kills.
Yeah, because
Just
you didn't shoot them in the face.
I mean, I was kind of.
I'm a finisher, bro. I'm a finisher. Don't get mad. You just ran into them for some reason instead of just staying back and using your gunplay.
I like the feel of that spot.
They ain't Halo. We got a ways to go. I think we can cut through this rock here or
Looks
something.
like a care
Is that
package is
right?
coming in. Big things in that.
Where can we cut through this bitch?
Patching up. The enemy's far.
Smart guys.
They're focusing on me. Well, we have an enemy out there. Well, we're scattered. Putting down an evac tower. Healing.
I'm coming.
Recharging shields.
This is really cool. If sales pitch is put over the top,
Jace Quilliam says, he'll hide for a bit.
not totally awful and inaccurate.
We have an enemy out there.
Literally got knocked out as soon as I got out of the zone. So shitty.
We would take this and put it on the output of our HDMI switch, since everything that's going into it.
We're close to the ring with a minute to spare.
Or a wow, great job, guys.
Replicator falling.
I'm gonna try to zip line up to you.
The enemy has arrived.
Well, you're just
Jace Quilliam says, PPL near me.
I'm not touching it. It's too close to the net.
Of the wall or the table? The table. I never really 2,000
The ring's closed, but we only have 30 seconds left. No pressure.
Calling in a lifeline package.
You're too young to disappear.
I have to make that.
Oh my god, how can I miss so
10
many?
seconds, a ring just ahead.
The little thingies on the bottom of the PCI cap. You see the tiny surface next to it.
Hostile over there.
It is so easy.
All right, then. It's on. Ring's moving.
Evac tower, get on this bitch and let's move.
With my eyes.
I'm gonna try to go over. Over. We can get over this. We can get over this ridge. Yep, and we're in. We don't have to fuck with them at all. Let's try and get on top of this building over here.
Optics here. Metering.
They gotta come for the film. Anybody who's trying to come through here.
Standard light magazine here. Level 2.
You have to watch that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of loot down below us. But yeah, I think we should just stay up in this bitch.
Now what is this? I thought we would do 7 times less fun. We were, but you know, I've had that keyboard for damn near 10 years at this point. I think it's just time for a little bit of a change, you know? Hopefully my wife never says anything like that to me. Let's see, explore mode? What am I even...
1 minute. Rings nearby.
There we go. Well, that applied perfectly.
We're doing great. Only 2 enemy squads remain. New kill leader. Eyes out for him.
Chewing up the power and HDMI cables back here.
Rings next door. 45.
Taylor deserves to be front and center here. Adam says that this will not fit on the shelf, and that assertion has been challenged. Hey, there it is! Oh, God. I'm so happy.
Shotgun bolt here. Level 4.
Games on the shelf too. They're just not going to be as common as these days. I know. Adam, maybe I was confused before, but I actually saw a computer very clearly. Was your work laptop what you were just doing?
Let's go that way.
Oh! Oh, wow. All laptop.
Prowler, submachine gun here.
Yes. Laptop gamer. The best thing for the buck. So I'm a little surprised. Well, if I knew that eventually you were going to get it.
Crowd up. Throwing thermite grenade.
Broken enemy shield. My shields need a bit more power.
Good. Only 1 squad left.
Last squad on.
Oh, look at that!
Says,
oh,
GG.
look at that! And now we're the champions. This guy got mad at me because I killed people. What? 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 How many people did I kill right there? Give me the win!
You are the Apex champions.
Do you guys even say thank you?
Jay Squilliam says,
Thank you
no.
for what?
I don't know, helping you get a win? Putting up them 5
Jay
kills?
Squilliam says,
Putting up them 5 kills? Putting up them 5 kills?
Jay Squilliam says,
And I have
is
more
AL
damage than you, and you
Hero.
tried to make fun of my damage. You tried to make fun of my damage.
You absolute fuck.
I'm a fuck?
Go get a life, you absolute dumb fucking incompetent bitch.
You think I don't have a life? I've got a better degree than you do, child. Get out of here.
The adhesive on this, very powerful, very strong. Actually had a similar issue at my house on recent wasn't Colin. Oh, this is someone's first strike. Luckily, you bully know. Alright, see you later. Before you put that up, roll out the death bed. Oh. Don't you do it. He has his hand on the other one. I kidnapped her. Linus, you know. I thought I didn't slice up. Oh,
Hey.
Piece off like your radio heater.
No, that's supposed to come up.
Oh, good. Freaking awesome. I know. It only displays one color, unfortunately, but still a big upgrade from the old one.
Thanks, Dad.
Yep, right there. Perfect. Oh, yeah. Where are you planning to put the computer? Because I'm a little bit worried about the DisplayPort cables reaching.
Immediately to the right of the monitors. Like on top of the desk.
Okay, see, I saw like a hanger.
Secret Lab was very kind. They sent us all the accessories for free, but I'm not going to use 100% of them.
Oh, well, that's easy. Oh, is this a new chair?
Yes, it is the IKEA Marcus.
The IKEA Marcus. I just marked it with my axe.
I'm turning it on.
There was so much value for the 5K. You managed to buy a $1,000 GPU and then still do the whole setup out. Multiple consoles, game consoles, TV consoles, all different kinds of consoles.
We had to console and operate volume, right?
Yeah. Thanks for that, David.
That sounds like Mario.
Is the GameCube working out there? Is this going through the end cable right now? Because it's definitely smooth, but if I was at a reasonable distance from it, not bad.
There is some artifacting on the fast-moving textures in the corners, but...
Oh, I do see that. Yep, you're not wrong.
Not the kind of thing that's going to bother many people. Let's play some Mario Kart, bud.
These controller extensions are apparently part of the upgrade, so that's awesome, because I was kind of wondering about that. I have a confession. I have never played Mario Kart Overdrive. What? I've played a bunch of Mario.
It's the best one.
A bunch of 64, a ton of Mario Kart DS, a fair bit of Wii. I can't figure out what buttons. What the hell is this button layout? I never had a GameCube. This is probably my third time holding a GameCube controller. So one moment, please. I'm impressed by how well that chain link is handled. I don't know what. Oh my God! You have two people on the cart.
Yes, you do.
How do I hop?
You can't hop in this one.
What?
You just drift.
How do you drift then?
L or R.
I see. Okay. So here's the real question, though. How's it gonna beat you?
Good question. I haven't played this in quite some time.
I haven't played this in since ever. 13 seconds off the game.
You know what this tells me is I just need to play this more, and now I can't.
Hey, it looks really good, though.
Yeah. Oh my God. Beautiful.
Of course, all the real gaming happens. How much of a step up is this from the other side? This is freaking awesome.
The laptop is okay. Standard one is okay.
Exactly. Well, because I'm adjusting the monitors and I'm providing good customer service. There, now it's ready for him. There.
Luckily, you're literally almost the exact same.
While Adam's installing some games on his computer, I am going to unbox his new espresso machine. David has challenged me to say everything I know about coffee while I unbox this. I know it comes from beans. I know that some like it dark and some like it creamy, and some people put sugar in it. I know that it smells a lot better than it tastes. I know that when we did an LTT coffee roast, I was very transparent with our audience that I don't actually drink coffee. I know that this is not an ice cream scoop. Yeah, I mean, I could eat ice cream. I've seen them working at Starbucks when they order hot chocolate or something with coffee. Alright. Oh, yeah, there we go. Put that in there. Got other musical instruments that come inside with it. Is this like a good one, or?
I don't know. I don't drink coffee either. Adam's a big coffee nut.
It takes a C13 power cable. You can take your coffee that you didn't consume this time, and you can put it in here for reuse. It'll mix it into one. Kind of like regrinding for shooting plastic parts and injection molding. You just reground. So that's a good coffee thing, or?
Oh. I mean, look, it'll be my first ever espresso machine. I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on it, but it is highly recommended. I pretty much been on Reddit.
This is going to be an hour and a half. Do you have Baldur's Gate on here?
I do.
Do you have like a high-speed USB external drive?
No.
Right, brilliant.
Oh boy.
Sorry. There's a faster way to do this. You managed to
Match
download,
found.
Less than 3% of the game. How much did you get this SSD? 6. Let's shut her down. Cool. This is the dumbest thing we've done this week. Download speed too slow. Rip the SSD out of a laptop that already has the game installed. Let's go!
As long as it goes back together, better.
Enough, common, Baldur's Gate 3! Alright, let's see this install speed. Here we go, paste. Woo! 1 gigabyte a second, baby! After our brilliant
I am both shield and sword.
25 gigabyte update. Okay, it's not as bad as we thought. Battle Net was running in the background. It's only 6.5 minutes. Let's go. We got this. I downloaded Cat Piano app. Okay, anyway, I think all the videos done. And then because there's no tutorial, you can have instructions on how to play the damn game on this one. Holy banana sacks. Your 1% lows are over 100 FPS.
Oh god, I don't remember how to play.
But look at how smooth the camera movement is!
Yes, it's very cool.
What settings is this running at though?
Good question. I imagine probably the same one. Oh, that's part of our
Oh.
These cowards aren't ready for me. No one ever is.
1% loads of 290, 300 frames per second? Are you kidding me?
That's crazy. Well, I'm quite happy with that.
I honestly couldn't tell you which of these room transformations I like better. The living room looks freaking awesome, and there's so many options for games both retro and modern. I mean, this was obviously a gigantic W, and so much better than when we started.
Professional sage here.
Going from a laptop on a desk that barely even holds a laptop to a deluxe battle station like this, and the way it cranked through Baldur's Gate, there is no question that you got one of, in my opinion, the most efficient AMD Ultimate Tech upgrades. Not a dollar. If you guys enjoyed this video, hey, massive shout out to AMD. Their products, we're going to have them linked down below. And, of course, you can go check out...
Anyone got me one?
Time for some PC hardware news, and let's start with the fact that your GTX 10 series or AMD RX 5000 series
Spike planted.
Possibly not supported at all. Basically, it comes down to mesh shaders. So mesh shaders were added into DirectX 12 Ultimate.
Last player standing.
And GPU for this feature. So if a game was programmed with mesh shaders in mind and
So the German has some fancy toys. Let's break them!
For things to work, then GPUs like NVIDIA's 10 series and AMD's 5000 series and earlier would not be able to run the game at all. Now, it's important to note that the articles written based on this are referencing a tweet that has been deleted. But this was from a developer of the game. This is Alan Wake 2. And I've already talked about these system requirements, and we'll even talk a little bit more about them here. Basically, the system requirements look pretty crazy, but then we were also added in some more details, which is usually if you look at the system requirements list, you can say, okay, well, my GPU is similar to this one in the list, so I'll get similar to this one in the Well, by saying that doesn't
healing
referencing the system requirements. The 10
They're planting.
Spike planted.
What the fuck was that Viper?
One enemy
Gecko's
remaining.
gone. By saying, I'm not sure it will run without it. In theory, the Vertex shader path is implemented, but has lots of performance issues and bugs. We just rock it. Saying all this because of some player out there thinking
They had no right to do this.
because it's in the same ballpark as the 6600, don't be surprised or sad.
Okay,
Now, the
okay.
tweet was deleted, so it's possible that maybe there's some error here.
Can someone
but
buy me,
Again,
please?
this was a game developer basically saying, if you don't have a new GPU, AMD 6000 series or NVIDIA 20 series or later, I believe the 16 series might have had, I think the 16 series did have mesh shader support. So I think it would be 16 series or newer. You might just be completely out of luck. I'd also be curious if we're going to see any other games like this where it's just mesh shaders or bust. At least anytime soon, I don't know. Remember, Alan Wake 2 is developed on an engine that's custom for this game. A lot of
Spike down
developers
A.
use a big engine like
Some of them
Unreal
love
Engine.
doing this. Just be careful.
They're licensing the use of, whereas this developer does make their own engine. So maybe this will just be an issue we're running into with them. And again, the tweet was deleted.
Did they full buy or did they
Maybe
have
there's
buy?
some other info there. However, let's follow up with this even more. Even if you assume that all of those GPUs will be able to run the game, despite the mesh shader issue,
Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Oh, I should preach.
However, I did dig into
Never mind. You got that?
what they're referencing here, which was this image posted. Now, in this image, they're basically going off the system requirements list, which I've already done a whole video on.
Prepare yourselves.
Where they're basically
We
saying,
fight
okay,
once
well, if you
again.
take the DLSS /FSR2 rendering resolution.
Oh, Sage, I have enough to
and
buy me a
then
Vandal,
you,
so if you want this thing I
adjust
picked
their
up, you can
output
have it.
resolution to be the actual
No.
internal rendering resolution that would be.
I like
then,
Spectre.
You're making the claim that that's that resolution.
That's fine.
Now we actually
Spectre's
need to be
better
really,
than Vandal.
careful about this, okay? Because
Fight!
If you're better
let me
with
put this
it,
way.
And I
I'll
stole
do it.
someone's
PvP
purple
claims
skin.
based on this.
If it's Reaver, it's probably
Running
fine.
the game at DLSS performance is an internal rendering resolution of
Let's go! All raid.
Based on that,
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
basically, you look at cards that are better.
Can't use this yet.
Last player standing.
The upscaling process for DLSS and
The enemy
FSR2
only looks
has
composed.
a frame
Their
time
hearts
cost,
tell a
the
different
performance
story.
cost itself. So it's a little bit disingenuous to make this claim. Yes, it's rendering the game at 1080p, but then it does have compute time to then upscale the image to a 4K output. So if you didn't have to do that upscaling step, you would then get back some performance, and then some lower GPUs would then be in the same ballpark. That's the only detail there. However, by no means take this as
Enemy
All raid.
I'm just going to show you if this is the case, but that's without ray tracing. This game better be or maybe these two things wrong. But between this, as well as the possibility that they are just leaving behind 10 series and 5000 series and earlier GPUs, they're certainly making a statement.
Enemy down. Can't use this yet.
Last player standing.
Justify it.
I'm fucked.
That we're in for something truly special. We'll have to see. The other game I talked about recently, with some pretty crazy demanding early benchmark / system requirements, is City Skylines 2.
Can't use this yet.
That releases today.
Spike planted.
Today was actually originally to benchmark this. However, City Planner Plays, who had early review access to the game, has already done a really extensive benchmark of this, making me feel more like I'm just going to point you to this. All my sources.
Vibe check. We feeling good? Hope so. Hope so.
And not only does it have a video that gives full context on how he tested it, and like what the testing was, all of that, as well as how to interpret the results. Also in the video description, there's a link to a Google Doc with all of the results. And basically, you can, and it's filtered by CPU as well as then showing the GPU results at that settings the game was tested out, how it felt running, some notes. By the way, the ones in yellow were done on the release patch, which had a small performance update, whereas the older ones he had done before they released a small performance update. Then you can see both results here. The tab down at the bottom allows, like, these are all the Ryzen 2600 results. And you can see that this
Spike down A.
Never, no matter what reloading. You pair it with, never
you should run.
Here,
one enemy remaining.
Spike is A. Then tests out the RX 3600 CPU, smaller giving a variety of results
Spike here.
On a variety of results, and this CPU and
last enemy taken out.
Although it does get
weapon here. Time to stock back up.
There are some results on a strong enough GPU, like the RTX 3080 Ti. He is able to break into the 70s, but only at the low 70s. But again, this is also a kind of game where the you might not need a super high frame rate. There's also 1% lows. He discussed all this in the video.
I will hold up the sky.
On a few different GPUs, showing the overall results there. 7950X 3D as well. Where here with this monster of a CPU, gaming CPU, as well as a RTX, we can actually see some results here with a 4090.
Raised mid.
High settings
Up on a ledge.
is able to hit over 60 FPS average. Although if you go up to 1440 behind, so you know it's pretty crazy.
One enemy remaining. Spike down mid.
Extensive testing, and again, my
Still mid to your left.
video description. Now, another game I looked at recently is Lords of the Fallen, and this is Unreal Engine 5 game. City Skylines 2 is using Unity, and Alan Wake, which we haven't been able to mention yet, but all signs are incredibly
Forever! Kill everyone, and our job gets a whole lot easier.
You know, things like
If they mess with one of us, they mess with all of us.
Like, from those other two games. Also, the game is apparently selling well and has been getting very frequent patches. But speaking of PC performance and things like that, on consoles, well, on PlayStation 5 at least, we've now seen the release of Spider-Man 2, which is selling well. It's also performing very well, and it can look very good while doing it. So again, my question with all of this again is, are the visuals justifying the performance cost? Because the Spider-Man games that we do have on PC, with Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales, they can look and perform very well and are extremely scalable across a variety of hardware. And another game from this developer, Ratchet & Clank, who got the PC version, again, it looks stunning and is extremely scalable across a variety of hardware. And that's where I'm getting a little bit frustrated. Hopefully then Alan Wake 2's visuals will justify the performance cost. But I'm also hoping that, I'm disappointed not see more scalability, right? Because it's one thing to optimize
Stealing sight.
Visuals, but also can you optimize for a variety of hardware? And that's where it certainly looks like
Fire in the hole!
She came over the wall, got to shoot rockets.
Alan Wake 2 is certainly not
Cutting their vision. Last player standing.
might not look and perform super great, but that is a simulation style
You're right.
game.
30
So
seconds
maybe
left.
That's some explanation on that. But anyway, on the software hardware, we are seeing even more rumors about the
Stay alive.
RTX 4080
I want their
Super.
life, not yours.
This time, rumors pointing to 20 gigabytes of VRAM. And we're also seeing more rumors about RTX 4070 Super. This rumor pointing to 16 gigabytes of VRAM and an 8103 GPU. The 4080 rumors are pointing to it being an 8102 GPU. And videocards.com, again, all my sources will be in the video description, has posted a table with the summarized results. I'm gonna shrink myself down really tiny to basically mouse pointer size. And let's look at a few things here. So right now, the 4090 is the only gaming GPU on the enemies B. The RTX 4080 was on the 8102. So the rumor here.
105
Oh
Viper.
yeah! Monster on the loose! I'll take it.
Reloading. In other words, cut down more, and that gives you the
Last player standing.
20 bit plus. Now, where does the
Spike planted.
This one, it would then be kind of a cut down 4080 if that sort of makes sense at 16 gigabytes on 256-bit plus. But there's also some rumors that that might actually not be the case.
My ultimate is
There have been conflicting rumors on all of this. I will certainly say that I do think the VRAM amount is good. If the performance is at least the same or better, obviously better, right? So we get better performance with more VRAM, and if the prices either stay the same or ideally decrease from the 4080 and 4070 Ti at least, like possibly cost less than 4070 Ti to have 16 gigabytes of VRAM and perform similarly to the 4070 Ti, and at a lower price, that would be interesting. Again, but I've seen a lot of conflicting rumors right here. I got enemies B. Top i7 is one of the most well-known and prolific PC hardware, especially GPU, rumor leakers, has responded to this video card.
They're both rotating towards me.
And said, I have some different opinions. I think the relationship between the 2080 Super and the 4080 is similar to that between the 2080 Super and 2080. Now, videocards.com.
Your duty is not over.
Yeah, both nurses.
Of course you still
and they
need
say
me.
that these alleged super variants apparently offer only
One enemy remaining.
They were not good enough.
Meanwhile, 4070 Super is reported to be a slightly reduced version of the 4070.
Stand tall. We are Valorant. We are fighters.
Comes out of this, and does this mean that everybody's just guessing, or it could all be wrong? Does this mean we're actually going to get these cards? Here's my take on all of this. At this point, I think what's probably going on is within NVIDIA, they are testing or at least building up ideas and plans for what a 40 Super Series could look like. And that probably includes and that in the coming months, they would then need to finalize a decision on one, are they going to do this at all? And number two, what would the final decision be as decide on doing that, right?
See nothing.
So basically, I think it's possible that all these rumors are based on the ideas being basically spoke of in that.
My territory!
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
Oh shit.
January at I think that's when CES is, right? CES is in January. That kind of event makes sense for this type of announcement.
This is up top. Dizzy has targets.
Early 2020.
Last player standing.
You know, with that type of an announcement. But again, that's if this even ends up happening. I'm stressing on that release.
30 seconds left.
In the meantime,
Is it Wally right?
Jesus
Christ.
I think a 4080 Super is extremely like.
Last round before the switch.
We cannot keep our goods after this. Spend all.
China, where RTX 4090 is about to be sanctioned. So, remember, as I reported earlier, due to a U.S. export ban, RTX 4090s will be hard to get in China. We're seeing this video.com article reporting that prices of them are doubling in China already. And so if you can't ship 4090s, what if you shipped 4080 Supers that were slightly cut down 4090s? If that gets around this restriction, I don't know the details on the restriction exactly how the legal wording is. But basically, anything below 4090s
I got enemies. Enemy spotted mid.
Question, you know. Enemy spotted mid. But that to me would make a whole lot of sense. Anyway, let's move on to AMD. AMD has had some really sad times with their back fans for using Anti-Lag Plus. This was most prominently reported in Counter-Strike 2, where we saw that using Anti-Lag Plus, which AMD released in a driver update on their 7006 series GPUs,
One enemy remaining.
and was getting players banned. Well, it now looks like, as of October
Switching sides.
Valve did have a startup check
Once more into battle. I'm not tired. Are you?
Reloading. And they said they'll now reverse backbans for, begin reversing backbans for affected players, and then some other stuff. So that's good. However, the problem with this now is this first, this was not the only game where people were reporting this issue. So we are going to be hopeful that everybody in every game that was affected will hopefully get matchmaking bans reversed. But then in general, this is just really bad for AMD's reputation. This is a disaster because AMD, for many years, had a reputation for driver problems. And this is really a completely different driver problem, but this problem did happen because of the features they released in the driver update and an
Healing.
Reloading.
Wingman's gonna plant spike.
And they have finally been turning around since AMD 6000.
Spike planted.
The amount of
One enemy remaining.
about or worried about AMD drivers, they were still there, but they were decreasing. And it takes years to turn around your reputation.
Do not fight us.
And
can't use this yet. I know what must be done.
Really could set back that kind of reputation a long way. It takes a long time to live down a major issue like this. And the reputation for releasing things half-baked, unfinished, and not fully thought out. So this has been a very big problem, and I think will continue
Dream
to
big,
be for
make it
years
happen.
because of the reputation damage. Even if we do eventually get all of the players, get their bans reversed. So many PC players are really competitive gamers, and if they lose access to that, it basically destroys their confidence. Like, they are very unlikely to win. Enemy defender spawner. Now, in other AMD news,
For you.
is apparently going to experience massive downsizing.
Spike sticky. Thanks, little man.
This is a
One enemy remaining.
Barrier
spotted mid. Flawless.
Trust me, they'll know what hit them.
Disclosing a layoff figure around 450 employees, with most of them coming from the Radeon Technology Group and against the Chinese branch. So things not looking good there.
No charges left.
To a revenue decline. In maybe better, or at least
Enemy
neutral news,
activity near.
AMD is releasing laptops with
Here.
our 7900
Let's have some fun.
Mobile GPUs
Watching here.
are out now. Although the laptops are very expensive, with a $2,200 price tag.
Enemy defender
spot,
my ult ready.
Rumors, this is not official, that AMD is readying a lower clock, Ryzen 9 7900HX and Ryzen 7640HX CPUs. This is NWCCF check, but this is their information
For you.
has the hardware.
No charges left.
Wingman's planting. Reloading.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
Reloading.
You want more? Sorry, buddy. It's over.
I'm not sure you even need a
It's my
healer.
understanding that Qualcomm has had an exclusive deal for launching ARM-based CPUs for Windows with ARM, but I believe that deal expires in 2025, which would explain why AMD and NVIDIA would be interested in taking this up. And you know, that would be a good thing for them if that becomes a
March
market.
through them.
You know, Apple's completely switched over to that. Smartphones are on ARM, right? So like, are we, you know, what if x86 did sort of get phased out eventually by ARM, right? It would make sense for NVIDIA and AMD to be there, ready to go with it. So this original report, I think, coming from Reuters, although
Wingman's gonna
and
plant
they're
spike.
citing their own sources within NVIDIA. Now,
144. Blonde bitch.
16GB GPU with a single slot blower fan design.
Check your left
Now, it's
iconic.
my understanding that
They will go!
or possibly outright bans lower design
Up the way.
on
Someone's there.
because it might eat into their Pro line, which has
My territory is my room.
One enemy remaining.
Good for three.
that the 4060 Ti
What will it be this time? Have any patterns
It
emerged
made
yet?
a lot more sense as for productivity applications that require a lot of VRAM and run best on NVIDIA. That could be certain AI workloads, things like that, and others. So, this particular card in a single slot blower fan design, which would allow you to fit a whole bunch of them into the same PC with the blower slot design, could actually be very interesting. But this is not fully released yet, we're just seeing images of it. Sun has launched an RTX 4090 Mega
close enough.
$1,000. This has 5 fans, the 3 normal ones, and then, additionally, there's a fan here and here. Now,
Oh my god, 142 by
Spike planted. Thanks, Wings.
And while they found that it's actually a well-built card and cooler, they didn't find that these little gimmick 2 extra fans really did much, other than making it now marketable as having 5 fans. But anyway, other than that, though,
Last player standing.
Spirit level.
I'm out.
5 fan gimmick isn't enough for you.
Up you go. Someone's there.
One enemy remaining. Clutch.
Nice.
So to see if there's
Your first mistake was assuming I couldn't.
interesting. Now, it's my understanding
Goodness,
that
Gecko!
maybe it says
What
in this
was
article,
that?
ASL, I believe, exclusively distributes to China. So, if you're not in the Chinese market, then you can't get your hands on this particular gimmick.
Stage limit, buddy.
It's kind of interesting, at least. And now RTX, A Fox has launched an RTX 4070 graphics card, which is its second RTX.
Did somebody reply
Can someone
to me
get
back?
this?
You might not
Thank
recognize
you.
A Fox. Again, it's only their second RTX 40 GPU.
And also, what's going on with them? My understanding is that they primarily just released to system integrators. These aren't hard.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Now, moving on, we're seeing that maybe Intel's 14th gen, as I've covered previously, really is just the 13th gen all over again with a different name. However, maybe getting a free game bundled in with it. Enemy spotted. I played the first Ghost Runner and
Nerd girl coming behind us.
My ultimate is not ready. Wall raised.
Thanks, little man.
It had some pretty interesting.
Fire in the hole!
Cover going out.
So anyway, interesting stuff. It looks like the qualifying CPUs are the 14600K.
Last player standing.
700K at KF and 4900K.
One enemy remaining.
You forget your place.
So, at least that might sweeten the deal if you were
Match point.
Their head is in the guillotine. Now, boom.
If you're interested in Intel's next actual generation of CPU, Meteor Lake is the next actual new architecture, although my understanding is it will be mobile chips only. In Intel's first, somebody at Intel was quoted saying it would come to desktop, but the clarification on that was that that would be like all-in-one desktops using mobile chips that are usually used on laptops. Now, one interesting thing we've seen leak out here is apparently a gaming handheld using chip. Now that's kind of interesting in that most of, although not all, of the handheld PCs are usually used. So it'll be
Reloading!
Last player standing.
That, like,
Spike down mid.
Just swapping in new fusion cells. Okay, my arms are good. We can go.
Have reached version 0.6, which now all makes it go
Reloading.
and has some updates to what the version 0.6 has brought to the table. In monitor news, Alienware is taking 32-inch
Let's do what we do.
240 Hz OLED monitors, as well as 27-inch.
You should run.
360 Hz.
My own ready. Let's go!
Personally,
Don't go B. They're locked in that with an
I've
off.
got an LG C1
And she has her wall set up. You're not even gonna get to
4K
the side.
resolution, and it's
124K.
120 hertz, and it's 48 inches, which is pretty big to use on my desk. I am fairly interested in updating to an OLED monitor that's 32-inch 4K and 240 hertz to see how that compares. I also OLED Alienware.
Last player standing.
I'm interested to see how OLED monitor space expands and if the prices come down at all.
Time to take these arms for a spin.
And the last thing I'll leave you guys with is we figured out where Raja Kaduri ended up. So Raja Kaduri used to work for AMD and then switched over to Intel and was the leadership.
If you go B, be careful of Deadlock's op. She likes to hold to the right.
Launch, but then recently left Intel. Where did he end up? Well, it looks like he ended up at Mahira AI, which will be licensing Intel's abandoned Project Endgame. Now, this isn't that interesting to most of my audience, gaming stuff, but I thought...
One at the back there.
Enemy spotted A.
Healing. Project Endgame had to do with compute power stuff. It's definitely a big productivity thing. That's not my expertise. So.
You're right, Iconic. She's sniping there.
130
Spike
raise.
down A.
Interested? Let me.
One enemy remaining.
Planted.
They will cover. Blind. Attackers
Omen
win.
is crazy.
This is who I was in me.
GTA 6. This could be the day. Rockstar making an appearance at Sony's PlayStation 5 event. GTA 6. This could be the day. Anniversary reveal. Rockstar's big announcement. GTA 6. In less than a month. This could be the day. GTA 6. Could this be the day? GTA 6. This could be the day. Rockstar Games angry at fans. For GTA 6 comments, GTA 6. Tomorrow could be the day. GTA 6. Today could be the day. GTA 6. This could be the day. Rockstar Games removed this from the internet. GTA 6. This could be the day.
So we also have some updates from on the ground. Let's go ahead and put this up on the screen. This was really quite shocking. Justin Amash, I don't know if you all remember, he's a former congressman. He just left in 2021. He had several relatives who were killed in the bombing of an Orthodox church in Gaza. Let me read you his statement here. He says, "I was really worried about this. With great sadness, I've now confirmed several of my relatives, including Viola and Yara, pictured here, were killed at this Orthodox church in Gaza where they had been sheltering when part of the complex was destroyed as a result of an Israeli airstrike. Give rest, O Lord, to their souls. May their memory be eternal. The Palestinian Christian community has endured so much. Our family is hurting badly. May God watch over all Christians in Gaza and all Israelis and Palestinians who are suffering, whatever their religion or creed." He posted another message on Twitter after this one saying, "My family and I would like to express our heartfelt appreciation for the many kind and gracious messages of condolence for our beloved cousins in Gaza. Please remember the thousands upon thousands of innocent civilians in unbearable circumstances who simply want a life of peace. So many of the people suffering are just children. They do not deserve violence and death." The details of this strike, this Israeli strike on this church, which they don't dispute, by the way. They say they were trying to hit a building next door, but they hit this church. It was sheltering displaced people on Thursday night. The church compound, comprising a chapel, 7 buildings, and a courtyard, was full of Christian families from the Gaza Strip. They said the airstrike happened around 7:30 p.m. when dinner was being distributed. The Gaza Health Ministry, which is controlled by Hamas, said at least 16 people were killed and many others were still buried under rubble. Republican member of Congress just really underscores the devastation in Gaza right now, and also Sagar, the fact that they thought a church would be safe. They thought this was the best they could do in terms of trying to shelter and find a place where they could and their families who were displaced could at least survive what's going on, and there really is nowhere that is safe in Gaza at this point. Let's put this up on the screen in terms of the death toll. Listen, guys, these are the best numbers we can get. This is according to the AP. 1,400 in Israel. I think we can be fairly confident about that one at this point. 4,300 dead in Gaza. Those are the latest numbers. Again, remember, journalists are not really allowed inside of Gaza to be able to verify any of this. There's also a fear that I saw reported in the Washington Post that more than 1,000 individuals could be trapped under the rubble in Gaza from these bombings. And as I said before, there was a new massive bombing campaign overnight in Gaza, several hundred strikes, over 300 strikes.
Enemy force
so
detected.
We have yet to learn what the fault
Oh, and why did they say stay around? I don't know. Was it weird? Yeah, he said he was gonna stretch me out. That's not that bad. That's kind of fun. Yeah, he stretched me out. Yeah, we kind of stretch together windows sometimes. That's crazy.
Well, who finally decided to show themselves? We'd have to wait 10 seconds for you. Yes, now we can deliver the tech news, as long as there aren't any other delays. Wait a second. Where's Booty Mangler 72? Booty Mangler! Windows 11 Pro's on by default encryption could be slowing down your SSD speed by as much as 45%, according to tests performed by Tom's Hardware. Does my PC not recognize the flames I drew on the boot drive? Tom's Hardware tested a Samsung 990 Pro using Windows software BitLocker encryption, its hardware BitLocker encryption, and no encryption at all. Nothing at all. While software encryption caused the frightening performance drop, it turns out that hardware encryption may be even faster than no encryption at all. This would be terrific news if it weren't for Windows. In 2019, Microsoft decided to change Windows so that software encryption would be the default rather than hardware encryption. What makes this worse is that Windows 11 Pro force enables this encryption without providing a clear opt-out option. And worst of all, if you want to switch to hardware encryption, even if you don't have software BitLocker enabled, you have to reinstall Windows if you have the OS running on that SSD. Because how dare you try and make your machine more functional without penalty? If you feel your computer has slowed down, there's a blog post on how to get hardware encryption working on your computer in our news sources. We knew it was a good tutorial because it's not from Microsoft. Phone manufacturers have been remotely disabling Mexican customers' cell phones. This is real, as in many countries, a large percentage of Mexicans buy their phones on the gray market through sites like Amazon and AliExpress. This means they're getting better deals by buying phones that are meant for release in other markets, but that would still most likely be compatible with Mexico's cellular infrastructure. But some phone companies don't know this. In July of this year, Motorola announced all phones imported and activated in Mexico after that month would be subject to remote disability, making the phone completely useless except for emergency calls. Fortunately, Samsung disagreed with Motorola's tactics, but unfortunately, because they didn't think Motorola went far enough, Samsung started disabling all gray market phones retroactively under the pretense that the phones weren't properly certified by the Mexican government. However, the government never asked Samsung to do this, and in fact told manufacturers very strongly to stop disabling phones. But come on, they offered everyone a 30% off coupon for the second phone customers were being forced to buy. What more does the Mexican government want? Not forcibly removing citizens' access to their own data and or ability to text their loved ones? Speaking of phones, it turns out all those fancy AI tasks the Pixel 8 Pro can do aren't actually performed by the phone. In his review for the Pixel 8 Pro, Mr. Bob reveals that the phone's AI features, like AI wallpaper making and magic eraser photos, are not accomplished with the phone's Google-designed processor. The device needs a persistent internet connection. To offload those tasks to Google server. Maybe someone should have informed Google VP of Product Management Monica Gupta before she wrote a blog post saying things like, the Tensor G3 chip continues to push the boundaries of on-device machine learning, and how the chip's upgraded subsystems are paving the way for on-device generated AI. With specific regard to using Magic Editor on photos or AI-generated wallpapers, I guess on-device generative AI means on-device Wi-Fi so your phone can connect to an AI server. I never said which. And that sounds way less special. Maybe that's why Google decided to block reviewers from downloading benchmarks to test the new Tensor chip. They didn't want anyone to find out their AI magic wasn't real. Then the reviewers would start asking questions about the AI tooth fairy. Childhood ruined! Now it's time for the Quick Bits, brought to you by Magic Spoon. They've recently launched their new grain-free treats cereal snacks, which have 11 grams of protein, 1 to 2 grams of net carbs, which is actually sick if you're keto, and only 1 gram of sugar per serving. These crispy snacks currently come in 2 delectable flavors, marshmallow and chocolatey peanut butter. Snap, crackle, and pop your way to the link below and use code Linus for $5 off a Treats Combo Pack. Quick Bits are a sacred tradition going back to some point in the past when a significant event happened. I don't know, man. I'm just reading off the prompt. I don't know. Twitch is expanding its simulcasting guidelines to allow creators to live stream anywhere on the web simultaneously, following an unsuccessful ban on simulcasting that may or may not have contributed to top talent leaving the service in droves. There are still a few limitations, like the version of a stream hosted on Twitch should be at least equivalent in quality of experience, and streamers shouldn't share links to their Twitch audience directing them to other platforms. Twitch also announced that they will be adding doxing and swatting to their list of punishable off-platform conduct, having concluded that criminal harassment is wrong. Very wrong. You mean I can't stick the cup in Butt Nugget 65? Get the door. It's Domino's. Really, it is. Microsoft Excel has now finally created a user setting to turn off its automatic date conversion feature for dates. both as a quality of life measure and to prevent Excel from accidentally destroying peer-reviewed scientific data. You see, genes tend to have long, stupid names like differentiated embryonic chrondocyte express gene 1, which scientists, who are only human, abbreviated as DIS1, which Excel, who was only a computer program, interpreted as December 1st and automatically reformatted. A 2016 study found that out of over 3,500 published papers, around a fifth had errors introduced by Excel. Scientists actually reworked their entire system for abbreviating genes back in 2020 when, admittedly, they had a lot more free time on it. Amazon has launched a trial for its new workforce of bipedal humanoid robots developed by Agility Robotics, which are definitely not intended to replace Amazon's current human workforce with their weak flesh and limited bladder capacity with something superior. No, the primary benefit of the new bots is their ability to crouch, grasp, and lift objects, and navigate warehouses designed for feeble human workers. One union commented that Amazon has been treating their workers like robots for years, so hopefully we won't start finding bottles of used motor oil along the sides of the highway.
It's a matter of time before the robots unionize.
And the Windows Phone is many things, but would you have guessed that it's the unlikely hero to save us from YouTube's new ad block blocking? Twitter user EndermanCH discovered that if you change your user agent, the HTTP header that identifies what device, browser version, and OS you're using a user agent switcher to Windows Phone, it'll disable ads. It's like the reverse of the movie Weekend at Bernie's. Instead of convincing a party that a corpse is a living person, you're
a really exciting night ahead of us here at the Santiago Bernabeu in Madrid. I'm your match commentator Derek Ray, ready to provide expert analysis. Alongside me is Stuart Robson, and there could be a lot of celebrating going on after this. I say that because they have it in their power to clinch the title. It's Real Madrid versus France.
Well, what a season it's been, Derek. Promotion already in the bag, and you have to say it's looked so comfortable. 3 points here today, and the title is theirs.
Watch out, screenshots.
And here's the starting 11 for Real Madrid. Thibaut Courtois is in goal. Luka Modric plays with Toni Kroos in the centre of the park. And operating through the middle in attack today, Karim Benzema. Here's the side France will go with. Mike Maignan begins in goal. Benjamin Pavard plays with Dayo Upamecano in central defence. Moussa Diaby plays with Kingsley Coman out wide. And in attack today, Kylian Mbappe starts alongside Antoine Griezmann. Vinicius Junior. And gobbled up with ease by the keeper.
I didn't record an entire episode of Hot News without recording the audio. That's not possible. Not at all. So, Intel lied to you about Thunderbolt. Listen, wants your blood. And NVIDIA wants you to know that they wouldn't do it again.
Superbly read and executed.
This is a problem company that shouldn't happen. Let's get into the Hot News, everybody. I'm your screw-up Brit host, where we just recorded an entire 30-minute episode.
Karim Benzema, who's played at such a high level in an attacking sense for so long. Stuart, what do you anticipate seeing from him here?
Oh, man,
the best players can play in tight areas, and he can certainly play in tight areas, in and around the box. His creativity is excellent. Playing little 1-2 balls round the corner, linking up with other teammates, just to have that little bit of penetration. He's going to be key to breaking down this defense.
Only to the mobile 14th gen Meteor Lake and not to the Raptor Lake Refresh 14th gen.
Timely intervention. And the penalty has been given here.
Little bit of a,
well, no card, just a warning and a fair few protestations.
Well, not every foul is a yellow card. I think.
And the spot kick is converted as quickly as you like.
Megabits per second one way and 120 megabits per second if you fuse them together. You're going to have to wait for laptops or 50-gen desktops, and you're going to have to wait for
back underway. And 1-0 it is.
Today's video is sponsored by Mexico and their all-new Aurora Pro projector. They're the winner of the 2023 Red Dot Design Award, and it's not hard to see why.
The ball with
this
Luka
thing
Modric.
has gorgeous visuals, which are hard to capture on camera due to things like shutter speed. But this is the most incredible image that I've seen come to projector with my own eyes. The Aurora Pro is an ultra-short throw triple laser projector, allowing you to get a bright and beautiful display of 80 inches at only 4 inches away from the wall, and all the way up to 150 inches
is from only 1.44 feet away at 2,400
Karim
lumens.
Benzema.
And by utilizing the
A real
power of
opening
the triple
now.
laser projection, they were able to achieve breathtaking image quality, unrivaled color accuracy, and an extraordinary level of brightness that surpasses
Well, they're creating chances.
The Aurora
They
Pro
now
features
just
an
need to take one of them.
4.0
Mind you,
triple
what a
laser
save that
engine
was.
that reproduces over 1 billion colors, covering an impressive 107% of the BT 2025.
And support available.
And those lights have around 25,000 hours of
Coman.
life, or nearly
Antoine
3 years of
Griezmann
continuous
waiting.
non-stop usage.
Ah,
Now it's
goalkeeper's
even
ball.
better
Not the
because
best
they
of
have
crosses, really,
dynamic
was it?
black coming to the Aurora Pro in a new firmware update. The feature will supercharge
Toni
the contrast from 3001 all the way up to
bit wasteful from
5001
France.
and greatly improved detail in low light scenes. So it looks fantastic if you're watching Hot Wheels, but it's also set
And
up
moving
for
through
a
the
great
gears
gaming
now,
experience.
Benzema.
Well, it has 3 HDMI 2.1 inputs capable of native
Here's Modric.
4K
Nicely timed tackle.
And the Aurora Pro has
No
only
degree of
12
difficulty
milliseconds
at all for the
of display
keeper.
latency in 120 Hz gaming modes and only 17.6 milliseconds in 4K 60.
Upamecano.
And the audio is really good
High
too.
pressing
with
at
Dolby
its
Vision and Dolby
best.
Atmos support. The Aurora Pro also features 4 15-watt speakers that support Dolby
Upamecano.
Atmos, allowing you to beautifully integrate it into
Theo
whatever
Hernandez
sound
now.
system you have, or if you're using it standalone, it's the best projector audio that I've ever heard.
Coman.
Mexico really have designed this thing top to bottom in a way that fits superbly into your computer setup with your eyeballs and convenience in mind.
And unfortunately for him, he had worked his way into an offside position.
And I think everybody in the ground could see that was always going to be offside.
Of the system, the Wi-Fi 6 support, Order 8.0
Rodrigo.
Keystone, all of it just screams high quality. And right now, the Aurora Pro can be ordered over on Nexigo's own website.
This could square
Check
the
out the
game.
Aurora Pro PJ92 projector by Nexigo.
Really, it
at the
had to
link
be
in the video
further
description.
away from the
Big
keeper.
thanks to Nexigo for sponsoring today's video. Well, at least there's one thing that
Chouameni.
is good for, and that's going super speed. 14th gen Intel
Theo
has now come out,
Hernandez.
and it runs over 8 gigahertz. We've already talked about how that extreme of
Now Giroud.
set it to go over 9.
Possibilities inside the
Turns out
box.
that in Counter-Strike 2, they can get over 1,300
Nearly
FPS,
at the
which
break
is
then, and the
absolutely
visitors have eked out a
mind-boggling
lead.
amount. Like,
Stuart, an opportune
considering
moment, I think,
how
to get your
Doom
assessment.
made a
Well, they've
big,
worked
like,
hard and
stink
played
about,
well
like,
to be in
oh,
front
hey,
here,
our engine
but they now
hit
need to keep their focus
1,000
as we approach
FPS
half-time.
on stage.
Make sure
can't
nothing
imagine,
came of
like,
that.
Playing or experiencing anything at 1,000.
It wasn't a great pass, was it?
Well, you see this 14900 KF is absolutely rocking it. Reese is rocking, repeating the same
Vinicius
things that we
Junior,
already said
and he might
once.
be through here.
Absolutely, yeah.
You're doing a
Oh,
great
it
job
was there
of
for him,
just
but
doubling
unable
up
to
on
find
my
the target.
failure rate
Well,
here.
it certainly went for power, but the accuracy just wasn't
Well,
there. He
Blizzard,
should have scored
well,
that.
they now technically own Duke because that is a Bethesda.
Kunde.
They also own the creepiest computer ever
Pavard
made.
with it.
I do not understand this one. This one weirds me out.
We already talked about this once, and I still don't get it. But it turns out they're giving away, Blizzard is, a Diablo 4 PC
Well, he's
that
given
is
us away.
infused with real human blood. Look at that sticker. So this is
Pavard.
allegedly a way for them to try to get people to
Theo
donate
Hernandez now.
blood.
Which I will say is
Aurélien Chouameni.
It's something I can get
Oh,
behind.
the threat is
Blood
there.
drives are a great thing, especially
Chance to
South
finish.
Africa's currently having
Well,
a blood
last
shortage.
gasp defending,
I
but brilliant
understand.
defending. And pushed onto the woodwork.
I can't.
Still possibilities. And the first half is in the history books
The fact
here
that you
at the
let me do
Bernabeu.
that means that you trust me. And I don't like the level of trust that we hit as a daddy and son pair. So Blizzard is hoping that people donate 666 quartz, you get an i9 PC and RTX 4090, all good specs, but also with human blood.
I don't understand why they're doubling down and like actually going through the human blood thing.
I don't know, man. Kyler and I talked about doing a PC build where we went to like a butcher in Pittsburgh and like got like pig's blood or something to do it, to try to like do a Halloween PC.
Yeah.
We determined that to be too far. Blizzard being like, let's give it away. People will want this.
Like I said, I'm so concerned that this is going to end up in someone's
So they get the ball rolling
room
once
and
more,
they're just gonna
and
be
it's
like,
advantage France after the first half. Let's see what the second 45 has in store for us.
I don't want this PC, and I'm scared of the person who does want this PC.
Griezmann.
Which think
Now with
anybody who
Giroud.
streams on Twitch. What freaks would do
Determined
that?
defending.
Who would stream on Twitch? Well, it turns out that Twitch finally changed their terms of service to allow people to multi-stream on various different sites, allowing not just mobile-oriented platforms, which is how it used to be,
Eder
you can stream on
Militao.
Twitch and TikTok, Now you can go ahead and stream on Twitch and YouTube
Rodrigo.
without violating their TOS. The only issue is
this attack looks highly promising. And it's gone in! And who knows, it could be the difference between winning the title and not.
I don't
Well,
fully
they
understand,
certainly
but
haven't
also
been at their
the
best
issue was
today,
that
and
they
what a
were
blow
able
that is to them. Can they recover, though?
Anyways,
Another play, the pass nearly worked out, but not quite.
Because I was like, frick, what? You want to bear?
Might take the lead, and that's an excellent piece of defending to thwart it. The conditions look pretty good for the counter-attack. Well, it looks highly promising, but it came to nothing in the end.
I've been simulcasting for years now, and Twitch either doesn't have the capacity or the real want to ban people for doing this. It's just, you know, it's like a no-no.
And a fine tackle.
It was a no-no, but we did it anyways because we were going to do the best. But there is a bigger no-no that's coming up with Twitch. They're now going to start banning people for doxing or swatting off platform.
I wonder what situation could have prompted such a...
You're so ignorant.
And Room now out on the flank.
I can educate you on this one.
Please
so
do.
it turns out
well, it
YouTube
came to nothing in the end.
Bit of a kerfuffle with the creator known as Jax Films and
plenty of support here.
Sniper Wolf. Turns out Sniper Wolf
it should be. And the keeper's hand does the trick.
5 million followers,
which is a big no-no and actually illegal in some states.
Exactly, and it turns
Well,
out that
Real have
YouTube
certainly been
decided to
good going
release a
forward,
statement
but
saying
they
that,
need
hey,
to take
folks,
one of these chances while they're on top.
messed up, despite the fact that Jax Films' side was.
And into the last 30 minutes
it's bad
now.
to steal from creators, not credit them. And Sniper Wolf's side was. Yeah.
He read it well defensively.
People kill you
effectively. This was honestly
Vinicius.
Side, one of the most
a real opening now. Oh yes,
well,
it's gone in, and now a chance for them to revel at the moment.
Well, as the replay shows us, Vinicius Junior's class is perfect, and this is Benzema at his best. He's composed, he shows great technique, and he just smashes it beyond the goalkeeper. It's a brilliant goal.
So back underway at 2-1. Tight contest here.
They're not compensating for anything but
dare you not be an American who wants to yield a fully automatic rifle reason. Shoot it at your view.
You know, maybe that is the ignorant side of me.
It's the fact that you just don't exist in this realm where you're supposed to shoot vehicles on a daily basis, Reese.
Who knows? Maybe I'll be.
Why are you from South Africa and why are you going home?
Why?
I'm so sad. But also,
Mbappe. It's a good-looking ball in behind. There it is! And they're right back in this now.
Well, they certainly needed that. Can they now go and win it?
Except for we already
well, this is worth watching again. Mbappe beats the challenge with such ease, and then the shot could not be hit any better. Struck with such venom. Great goal.
So back underway, dead level, 2-2.
Brett's gonna take a little nap while I do the skills.
Oh dear, not really troubling the goalkeeper at all, Stuart.
Well, from that range he should be scoring, and he knows it.
Which you can pick up.
Well, we have 20 minutes left in this game. And a good tackle.
Wow, that's a good deal!
And after mail-in rebate, making it $15 off, but then you can get Be Quiet Pure Power 12M, 851, 8 plus gold,
Olivier Giroud
which you can grab around
hang on to the ball.
Making it $25 off.
Benzema.
And then lastly, we have the Ryzen 7 5800X.
Can they take the lead here?
Which you can pick up for
Still a chance.
$207.
And there it is! An almost intuitive piece of finishing.
50 cents off. And without the deal,
well, a dramatic moment near the end, and that might well be the decider.
I'm not sad about your meeting, though. No, you can't find that I'm actually
Giroud.
effective.
Well, they stopped them in their
We
tracks.
also can't find the fact that Apple might not have rationality when it comes to their M3 launch chips.
Can he find the right pass?
Air back. Pro lineup turns out.
Diaby. And Giroud now at the controls. Not testing the keeper at all with that effort.
mount a surprise.
Well, getting close to full time now, and maybe it's not going to happen for the visitors, Stuart.
Well, they're still in with a chance here, but can they produce one more big moment before the end? Mind you, this has been a really good game.
Error by the keeper might give them a chance.
Enter chips from McNair.
Which makes sense why they're putting in the macro. It's not the
This
best
attack
seller,
looks
but
highly
it's
promising.
At least
Who's flying the 90?
Exactly.
A penalty given and a chance perhaps for them to finish this off. And it has been judged to have been a bookable offence.
I think the referee's got that right already.
And he puts it away
one-on-one
confidently.
systems, but I do agree that it's not the extreme battery life capable methods that a lot of people do.
Well, the current scoreline 4-2.
Alan Wake came out with its PC spec requirements, and this has gotten a lot of people involved. Because in order to hit 1080p,
Oh, managing to beat him.
we're not even talking
And
60.
caught with ease,
You need
no
a
real threat from the
2060
cross.
Or an RX 6600. If you want to hit 1080p 60, you need a 3070 or a 6700 XT.
Did well to win the ball back.
73700X.
Plenty of support here.
That is massive.
That is a
Griezmann.
huge step up in PC
Olivier
requirements.
Giroud
So
at the
according
ready.
to the reports that I was reading, that means that only
And I think the threat has been averted.
94% of people can't
This might
run
be
this
ideal for the counter.
according to Steam's hardware.
But nothing
server.
comes of it. Good defending it was.
Reese.
That is ridiculous to get the baseline experience that most people expect.
You think
Aurélien
1080p 60 is
Tchouameni.
baseline?
Yeah.
You're some sort of cheese boy.
Koundé.
Parents who buy you a PC? Well, everybody else
A
buy
chance
you
maybe
YouTube
from the
Premium?
wide position.
They did.
Well, you might be watching ads. you probably
Griezmann
watch
in the middle.
You know that helps to support food out there. This is here in America. But if you
Well,
don't
that's the
watch
end of
ads,
that
you're
for
thinking
now.
on the
And so it is
I'm not
officially over.
blind to
And
the
they were
fact
looking
that
for...
I'm very biased to the fact that ads support us. But in case you want to get around it, especially with the fact that YouTube's been cracking down on ad blockers, the way you do it is by registering your device or changing your device ID to be a Windows phone. Because YouTube hasn't updated to be supported on Windows phones. None of these new policies take effect. So if you change your device ID to be a Windows phone, you don't have to deal with any of this.
That's so wild to me.
No, you didn't hear this from me. And in fact, this actually harms me if you do this. But Windows phone.
Windows phone.
You should have bought one.
Back in the day.
But you know what I bought, Reese? I bought a white motherboard, a white PC build motherboard. The Z790 Aorus Pro X.
Now, why did you go with the Intel version?
So, whew, you call me out like
I'm
that.
calling you
So
out.
this thing has a white PCB. Reese and I talked about this on a live stream on Friday. The fact that I went with this because, hey, I want to build this in a PC where we're going to actually have that white and black color scheme. Having a white PCB actually helps with that. So I had to get a 14th gen Intel CPU. Well, didn't exist on AMD. On Friday, while we were saying that on stream, is the exact moment that Gigabyte announced that it's coming to B650 and X670. Now, it's not for retail at Newegg. I could still not have bought this. I had to go Intel still for our PC builds tomorrow.
Yeah.
But these are pretty.
I would have to say, I do think those are quite gorgeous looking.
Very beautiful. But people thought the exact opposite of what was happening with AMD's anti-lag plus setup. Ugly. Hideous.
Gross.
Horrendous. Just violently, uproariously disgusting to the mindset. The fact that you can get FAC banned for enabling a feature that AMD promised you would be okay. Well, Valve released some patch notes for CS2 indicating that, hey, if you have an incompatible AMD graphics card, you're not on Fighter Stand anymore.
At least they warning people, but like, good stuff.
You're now incompatible.
There'll be a nice little pop-up for you to ignore or go ahead with and get back banned for.
But in case you were back banned previously, they're going to undo that. Saying that they're reversing.
Which is good on Valve for that.
Re-undoing it would mean that they undid it and then
redid it.
That's my bad. I misspoke. That was horrendous language from my point. And people think that 14th gen from Intel was horrendous because it's the same as 13th gen, just a little bit more. Turns out
13.5.
Turns out that's what we're getting from AMD. 3.5 RDNA, 3.5 refresh coming out. Some GPUs, the Fulbright spinning out for Linux, indicating that on the strict point of view for
me spending money on expensive shit and think I'm rich. Bitch, I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible. People see me spending money on expensive shit and think I'm rich. Bitch, I'm not rich. I'm irresponsible. What?
He fell for that shit. I don't fall for that though. How you gonna fucking act that, bitch? I said, how you gonna fucking act that?
Refresh. Another refresh. Would you have been okay if Intel called it the Intel i9 13950K instead of 14900K?
Or would people then complain that they are giving us 14K?
They're saying that before satisfied by good decision making. Which is exactly what NVIDIA's given us with the system refresh on the RTX 40 series. There's new reports coming out that the RTX 4080 Super is going to have a few bit more. Yeah, that's 16 gigabytes. The Super is expected to have 16 gigabytes, 12 gigabytes, meaning that you have no reason to choose AMD ever again, as long as AMD continues progressing in NVIDIA because of the long. Or they increase the prices. That was a piss poor effort, which is exactly what is the opposite of what's going on with this video, with them showing off their extreme robot dexterity with large language models. They figured out a way to use their graphics cards to teach animatronic finger hands to whizzle-wazzle these finger pens. That's honestly better than what I can do. So, yeah, you were mildly disappointed. NVIDIA coming in with some highly which NVIDIA wants you to know is the opposite of what happened at starting company. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang coming out in an interview saying that if he tried to start the company over again in a Denny's food booth, where he used the work trying to figure out, could I start this $1 trillion company? He wanted to do it again, especially because it was just a million times harder than he had ever expected to be from both his side as well as the co-founder side. Making it seem like NVIDIA's launch into the stratosphere of building CPUs came at a massive cost to both professionally and personally. And yes, while they are coming out the other side being victorious, if they had to start again, it probably would have been cost. This is the high side consideration, but coming from the good side of the line, Husker Twitter fan saying, here's hoping Framework gets for hands on the 17.
I agree. I would like to see more 17 and specifically those people I want them to be memes for saying Framework please launch in South Africa. That would be great.
If you launch in South Africa Framework, I promise that you will be that will be free. I'll buy a free do it. You're scared. If you don't have a market in South Africa, you have a market of one. Let that rise to insult. Coach String saying, can't wait to see more laptops coming with these higher end AMD. Some of their proprietary impressive package. I think AMD's got a nice package. I want to see the highest end stuff come out. Restoring. Did you think I was going to be I was not. Fragalot saying, it's true. People don't upgrade their PC That's when they like a lot. I've been using the X700 for well over a decade before I finally made the upgrade to Ryzen 3000 series. Before that, I was still using
Which, in my case, like, people I've known personally are not upgrading every second year or every single, like, motherboard stuff generation. It's a 5 to 7 year progress. No one, unless you're an enthusiast and you're like completely like technology, I don't think you're doing your upgrade as fast as possible.
Yeah, they're done for 5 to 7 years. Fragalot into that hell of say that Corsair desk is actually a pretty good price if it's made from quality materials. As to work for a company that's solid, that's not adjustable height. It's only like $2,000, and that's more for anything. So hopefully Corsair made something with quality in mind.
Like I've been looking at a couple of adjustable desks, like something up like that, $2,600 plus. It's expensive, but you're also getting into territory. This is not just a desk for utility purposes. This is built also with aesthetics in mind. So, like, you're going to see this in a lot of setup because people are obviously paying for it. Yeah, people are going to pay that extra premium to get a full setup. I don't think that it exists. I know it's expensive, especially if you're doing drop on desk.
The fact that we're re-recording is really tired. I'm so sorry. But we got Nico saying, I love Fred's facial expressions, but he's sitting next to Reese for deals. And I want to see a special one. So swap roles for the environment. So Reese's last day, maybe this is the facial expression.
I would probably be okay with that segment and no allow for the entire episode.
We also got Rogue Dad saying, bye Reese, we will all miss you being there. Bye. So we got some bad news. Yeah. Good news depending on which side of the car crash you're talking about.
Yeah, some things happen.
So unfortunately, this is not a joke. This was supposed to be. Unfortunately, his brother was in a pretty severe car accident and made it so that the person who was up from the airport no longer had the means to do so.
So I woke up yesterday on my birthday.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. To text messages that showed a little thumbnail of some cars and a text from my brother saying, I'm okay. So I opened that real quick to see what the hell was happening, and turns out he got into a little accident. Someone speeding hit into the back of a pickup truck. That pickup truck then swerved lanes into his lane and had head-on collision. The vehicle is not looking too great, I'm not gonna lie.
As you can see on the screen, it was pretty bad.
Thankfully he is perfectly okay. He's got a little bruising and a couple of cuts. One of his biggest gripes at the moment is that his glasses are skew from the airbag, which I am thankful that is all...
He can complain about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, we have made the difficult but also selfish decision.
Oh, absolutely.
To keep Reese here in the States for another week. We are not messing with you. He was supposed to.
I changed my flight at last minute. It was like just past the 24-hour point where I like completely changed.
So, we're gonna be going home in an extra week. We get to celebrate the Rugby World Cup finals together.
While my brother continues to rest at home and his girlfriend's family is just left them to go back to Victoria so that he will be ready to welcome me when I come back. And this, you can't predict this kind of stuff, so
it's tough. It's a rough situation. I am happy that you're here. I am upset. One of the worst races.
Yeah, no, it's not.
We're sending him home today. I promise you.
My bags will pop.
You were a ball of stress.
I was absolutely a ball of stress.
And now you will be next.
Stressful morning, stressful pace, but hey, it won't work out for a good plan in the end. I'm okay with what happened. I'm glad my brother was with me.
Not leaving as of the moment, but he will be shortly.
We're coming on the breaking news and news where hostages taken by Hamas were released. It comes 20 days after Hamas released the first hostages where the Israeli deal
Hamas released 2 more hostages today, this time 2 elderly women who are Israeli were released. First they were released for Red Cross before being taken to a military base in Israel. Now here are more details about the 2 women and the hostage release.
As you mentioned, a few days ago, 3 days ago, 2 American citizens were released by Hamas and their families brought to safety. And then a short while ago, Hamas announced the release of 2 female Israeli citizens. They are Nikit and Hamas said in a statement, this release was confirmed by multiple sources, including family sources, that they were released for humanitarian reasons and urgent reasons. Hamas also said that it accused Israel of violating agreements, of violating terms of their release, but it didn't provide any specifics. What we do know is that now we've seen 2 releases, not back-to-back, but 2 releases in fairly close succession.
Now, just last week, following the release of the first 2 hostages, the mother and daughter who were released by Hamas, Hamas had said that they were planning on releasing 2 more hostages. At the time, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that was not to be believed, that it was nothing more than propaganda and lies. But I am happy to share with you today that 2 women did get released. Now let's take a look at a photo of them. Nurit is 79 years old, Yocheved is 85 years old. And the Biden administration has been urging the Israeli government to avoid or at least hold off on a ground invasion into the Gaza Strip because they argue that that would put the hostages at risk. So I don't really understand how that makes sense because doing a ground invasion would allow them to do targeted military operations, targeting Hamas. Instead, right now, you have IDF soldiers bombing the hell out of the Gaza Strip from their remote location. How is that in any way better for the hostages that are currently in the Gaza Strip? I don't know. Maybe people have an answer that I'm not privy to. But what do you think, Jeff?
Yeah, I don't think we're even trying to get hostages. And when I say we, I should be clear. I think the U.S. cares about getting the hostages. I think Israel doesn't seem to show any concern about that. Now, before you do that, please let me explain why I say that. So, as far as I've seen, Israel has not promised anything in regard to the hostages. They just say, you just need to give it to us, or otherwise what we can do is collective punishment and kill a whole bunch of innocent civilians. Okay, that's a threat, I get it. But if Hamas returned all the hostages, which is what we desperately want, Israel has not promised to not stop bombing. So, look guys, there's no moral defense of taking the hostages or keeping the hostages. This is not a moral conversation. Now we're having a tactical conversation. And so, can anyone explain to me why Hamas would give the hostages back?
if it wouldn't stop the bombings and it wouldn't stop the ground invasion. So you might hate Hamas, you might despise Hamas, but the way that these things work is you give something, they give something. They took the hostages so they get something in return, not just for the sake of brutality. They wanted brutality, tortured and killed them by now. They're keeping them as slaves. So if we offer nothing, you would say, hey, you know what, we shouldn't offer anything. Let's consider them dead, right? Okay, I don't think that that's a good position. I don't think it's a morally impressive position. I mean, look, I see all those hostages, right? Nurit looks almost identical to Dave Poland, who you see on the show every once in a while, one of my co-founders, to his mom, okay? And so I want those hostages back desperately. Whether they're American or Israeli, it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of time hostages. But dropping bombs on buildings and tunnels indiscriminately definitely doesn't get the hostages back. And it might kill the hostages. So far, I have not seen one proposal for actually getting the hostages back.
So, I'm going to be unequivocal in stating this. I'm not going to walk on eggshells because I have the goods and I want to give you the receipts after I make the statement. Benjamin Netanyahu doesn't care about the hostages. He doesn't care about getting the hostages back. And it became abundantly clear to me, at least, after reading this unbelievable report in Haaretz about when he did meet with the family members of the hostages. They're seeking answers. He should be comforting them. He should be expressing to them what the plan is to get their family members and loved ones back from Hamas. But that is not what happened. Instead, he used it as an opportunity to install propagandists who basically told these poor people to just stop whining and forget about the family members. I'm not kidding. Let me give you the excerpt from this piece. Again, it was reported by Haaretz. Representatives of 5 families were present at the meeting that was coordinated between the Prime Minister's office and the family's headquarters for captives and missing people. During the meeting, however, members of another family, unknown to the headquarters personnel, had unexpectedly joined the discussion. According to sources, the unknown family's claims spurred an uproar in the room. Now, according to a journalist there, Ben Caspit, one of the 4 family members said during the meeting that he loves his daughter no less than the rest of you love your family members. But at the end, you have to look at the people of Israel and the future of our existence here. The family member then told Netanyahu to act coolly and decisively. Senior officials at the family's headquarters accused the Prime Minister's office of deliberately involving these unknown family members in the meeting since they were politically convenient for Netanyahu. The unknown family members were also captured in photos alongside Netanyahu, although it is not clear who took them. So the Prime Minister and his office claim, no, we didn't. What are you talking about? We didn't invite anyone. This is just these are people who have been victimized by Hamas. Their family members have been taken hostage, and they showed up on their own. We have nothing to do with this. Okay, hold on. So the story gets a little more questionable. Journalist Jackie Levi, his partner, whose 5 family members were abducted to Gaza, said last night in an interview that Netanyahu tried to create a divide between families. There's a deliberate intention here. We are sure of that. No one knew him, meaning the guy who showed up and started defending Netanyahu and how he's handling the hostage situation. We're looking into who he is and who he represents because it cannot be that he just showed up out of nowhere to a meeting with the Prime Minister. So this guy comes out and says, I'm going to clear my name. I'm going to let everyone know who I am. So his name is Zvika Moore. He said that his son Ethan had been missing since the attack. And he said, no one can just opportunely come in and meet with the Prime Minister. We represent 4 families whose loved ones were abducted, and we wanted to convey a national message to Netanyahu. We need to stop this whiny behavior. We need to win the war. In a time of war, the people of Israel have to make sacrifices even when our children are there and prevail. Well, Haaretz updated the story. Guess who that guy was? Let's take a look at the next graphic. It has since emerged that the man is a far-right activist with ties to members of the Netanyahu family, but no known ties to the hostages.
Of course. Look, if you can't tell that Benjamin...
God damn, you can hardly even read that. It says the sewer. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Don't think about it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of iDubbbz Complains. I first want to address
the shirt that I'm wearing. It's a 3X, and it says the Instructman is Nightcrawler. Don't like the Hulk. Don't like what he stands for. Don't like anything about him. Having said that, I respect the Hulk fan base. I don't want to upset anyone out there. It's just my opinion. The Hulk is shit to me. Before we get into today's video, I want to thank all of the people who commented on the last video supporting the Legit Food Review. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but that was actually the first Legit Food Review outside of the US. So that's kind of a big step for the series, and I just want you guys to appreciate the lengths that I'm willing to go. It's going to be a while till I'm able to track down like a new source of produce. You know, it takes time. I have to like set up game cams and shit like that to, you know, track the whereabouts of some of this produce. So it might take a couple videos before we have another Legit Food Review, but it's worth it, right? There's levels to this. On today's video, we're going to be talking about wastewater. Now, this might seem to you like, oh, this is one I don't want to listen through. This seems like it's going to get technical. Trust me, that's not going to happen. I'm going to give you exactly what you want, which is cold, hard emotion and cold, hard opinions. The other day I was scrolling on TikTok, as I usually do, and I came across one of these H3 clips.
So what I take is I take a paper towel, I lay it clean and flat over the water so that when I shit, it doesn't splash ever.
Okay, did you just misspeak, or are you putting paper towels in the toilet?
So yeah, no, I didn't misspeak. It's a paper towel.
Okay, obviously, all of the crew members were saying, what's wrong with you? That's why the toilet's clogged, is because you're flushing paper towels. And that got me thinking, what, not supposed to flush paper towels? What the heck? And like, Ethan's a 30-plus-year-old man. Ethan's a 40-plus-year-old man, and he doesn't know that you're not supposed to be flushing paper towels? Like, what the hell? Where have we failed in our schooling system? I don't think I ever took a class telling me, like, yeah, don't flush paper towels. I needed to have that education at home. Now, obviously, my bad spot is I don't know how to spell cornflakes. Reese's Puffs. After watching that Ethan video, I found another video that was talking about garbage disposal.
What is one thing you should never put down your garbage disposal?
Anything. Chicken bones.
Rice,
Eggshell. Everything.
Rice. Anything starchy. Anything starchy.
Food.
It seems as though you're not supposed to put paper towels down toilets, and you're not.
Everything.
One thing you should never put.
Reese's.
Alright, there we go. You know, I'm not gonna have fun. Streamlabs fight over each other. Welcome in, welcome. Glad you're able to come in here, hang out, say what is up. I appreciate you being in here. Let's find the boy. Where he's at? Let's find the boy. Where he's at? Come on, Terminated, where are you at? Come on, Terminated. Well? Baby, what's up, Trappy? How we doing? Oh, Mike. Don't follow me. He really does. Why do you do this? Mike, I love you. I'll kiss on your toes. Your baby.
Capture the flag.
Reese is Cups. After watching that Ethan video, I found another video that was talking about garbage disposal.
What is one thing you should never put down your garbage can?
Anything. Chicken bones.
Rice, eggshells, probably eggshells.
Everything.
Rice, anything starchy.
Food.
It seems as though you're not supposed to put paper towels down toilets, and you're not supposed to put anything down garbage disposal. These videos reminded me that for a lot of adults, we still see the toilet and garbage disposal and our wastewater collection system in general as a magic trick. Like, we just push the button and it makes it disappear. It doesn't really make it disappear. It makes it disappear out of the room. I feel like we need to stop being so judgmental of these one-year-olds that don't have object permanence, because it feels like a lot of us adults have consumed enough media and things. When we flush that toilet, we're like, yeah, not my problem, never gonna be your problem. But yeah, I think the reason that Ethan and many others think that the paper towels are a valid thing is because they fucking fall apart in the kitchen when we're mopping shit up in the kitchen. You're like, no way is this paper towel not going to disintegrate. Our media has trained us to think that a toilet is like, I don't know, a blender, like an evidence disposal unit, a portal, a trash can. You got shows like Breaking Bad and a bunch of other ones where characters are like flushing drugs down the toilet. Kind of big bags of drugs. They're flushing down the toilet. It seems like that's just like a valid thing to be doing. Surely my paper towel isn't going to do anything. I think there's a Gremlin scene where it's flushing the Gremlin down the toilet. In fact, I think there's a YouTube channel that was the entire content, was just them putting a bunch of shit in the toilet and flushing it.
Enemy flag carrier revealed.
But like surely that was like at all. But I'm sure a lot of kids watch that shit and say, I'm doing that. The time that I learned the only thing you should be flushing down the toilet is toilet paper was when I attempted to flush a banana peel down the toilet. I was pretty young. I think it was probably like 8 or 9, and I thought I was the first person to come up with this. I was like, shit. I was kind of on a high horse at the time. I had just learned about the word biodegradable, and I think that gave me some sort of like, it made me think I was smarter than I was. I had this banana peel in the bathroom, the trash can like 2 feet away, the toilet like 1 foot away.
Oh, what am I doing?
How would be thy name? Came into the bathroom and calmly informed me that you shouldn't be flushing anything other than toilet paper. So he had to like, I want to say that he had to snake it out or something like that. So he brought in this crazy looking thing. For those of you unaware, I think the best comparison is like Scorpion. You guys know Scorpion from Mortal Kombat? Basically, plumbers are kind of like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat, but all of their Scorpion tentacle is like in machine. So they put their Scorpion tentacle down the toilet and it goes just like that. Picture you're the toilet pipe and you're full of shit, and I'm
Enemy
Scorpion
flag
plumber.
returned. Enemy captured your flag.
There's a lot of videos of plumbers using snakes to clear out people's pipes, and some random tenant that is like catching strays because a snake busts through their like shower or toilet or something, and it's quite entertaining.
What?
Strays. Shower or toilet or something.
Alright, it's on the way.
It's quite entertaining.
What?
A lot of media also use toilets as like
Power items have
portals
arrived.
to
This is
another
probably the
world.
wrong time to tell you.
Like
I'm
you find
terrified.
Nemo, you flush the clownfish and it goes out to the open ocean. That's not how that works. The other portal example that I have off the top of my head is this episode of Life with Luffy, where Luffy's dead goldfish gets flushed. She dresses up like a goldfish into goldfish heaven. Even fucking Adam Conover in his video explaining that flushable wipes are not flushable. He even does like a toilet portal gag where it's like, let's go into the toilet. What I'm saying is I think the toilet really captures our imagination. To wrap up this section about toilets, I just want to understand the amount of effort for Asian flushing goldfish because the media has told us that that's how we need to find the like it's basically telling you that this is a good thing. And it's blame Disney. Now we're talk about garbage disposal or carburetors or maybe garbage disposals are basically like garbage items that people think everyone needs them and that they're like as ubiquitous and common as like a blender. They're not. They don't need to be. You can just have a crate. I think it's frustrating. People don't like to grab the little bits out of the crate and put it into the garbage. Like it feels bad. It just feels so good to put things into the magic bowl. Oh, I don't have to like even touch any of it. It can all just go down the magic bowl. It's all in the sink. You may as well put it down the magic hole. Like who doesn't like a magic hole? I want to make a whole video on magic hole. You got the toilet, which is a magic hole. Garbage chutes. Sink, a laundry chute is a magic hole. The problem with garbage disposals is just by existing, they're challenging us. You look at a garbage disposal and you say, I wonder if a whole Thanksgiving meal can fit in there and get ground up and put into my pipes. Like obviously that's an exaggeration. People immediately don't say like, oh, I want to turn all my fresh food into a slurry of poop that goes down my pipe. Number one, a lot of people do not have powerful garbage disposal. They get the cheapest garbage disposal, and they expect to like find a phone. And the problem is when it's not doing a good job, they're not aware of it. The last thing that you know is like arguable thing is what goes in garbage. I've watched a lot of videos of old men grinding shit up in the garbage disposal test.
We're almost to the end here.
Man, it just pissed spinning shit up in their garbage disposals as fast.
5 minutes remaining.
We're almost to the end here.
Man, it just pisses me off. You listen to the plumbers like, don't put anything in the garbage. And then you have these other guys who are like, I'm gonna put that in the trash.
Ironically, the biggest culprit is not the hard stuff, it's actually a liquid. Grease like this. An important rule is to always run cold water with your grease.
Why not warm water so that it flows like liquid?
Now it goes down into the horizontal pipes that might be in the basement, and then congeals, and now it will stick to the sides of the horizontal pipe. But the best way is not to run any grease down into it.
Don't do it if you can help it. What the fuck? Don't do it if you can help it? What do you think people have a fucking have a gun to their head when they're pouring grease down the drain. Also, when the topic of garbage disposals are brought up in some of these videos, people immediately want to share their experience with garbage disposal, which is, I've been bugging grinders chicken bones for the last 30 years. My garbage disposal and pipes are perfectly fine. If you don't know that, you have to fucking put an endoscope through your pipe to figure out all the areas where shit's blocked. It just means, like, your capacity or patience for dealing with, like, I don't know, like, slow to drain water is higher than other people. Now, there's a long list of things that you shouldn't put in your garbage disposal. I would say that all of this is, like, it's almost pointless to look at this because too much of anything in garbage disposal ends up being a problem. If you're a power user, if you really like grinding shit up in your sink, and you don't like throwing it away, you want things to disappear and then get a big sauce and garbage disposal. If you're, I don't know, a little bit more normal, and you know, the only bits of food that go into your garbage disposal is just some small bits of scraping your plate into the trash can. That's all that's going in there. None of this even fucking applies to you. Alright guys, that is going to do it for this episode of I Just Complain. Thanks for watching. Next time, we'll be if you want to see more content, we have a brand new episode of the podcast up on the Maximum Damage channel.
Ian told me he had 4 drinks, but Chad called to check on him in the morning and said he had 8.
I know that sounds weak as hell for anyone who drinks out there, but let me just say this. I don't do a whole lot of drinking. I'm fucking 38. You know how they say as a president, you age faster because of all the stress and shit? Like Obama got gray hairs in 1 year.
Yeah.
Same thing for me. Especially YouTubers going through it. Okay? So, I'm 38 in YouTuber years. No. Okay, I'm 46 in YouTuber years. And then we have a new episode of The Hot Seat starring a politician.
I've watched things the last 12 years. That was amusing.
And actually, here's a clip I've been laughing at a lot lately.
What's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen? 0 to 100 kilometers per hour is the standard test for how fast a car accelerates. The Brits call it 0 to 60 miles an hour. An everyday road car with a bit of power can do that in 6 or 7 seconds. A Formula 1 car, about 2 seconds. As I record this, the fastest accelerating road legal car in the world is the Rimac Nevera, which can go from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.85 seconds. This is Meeple, built by a team from ETH Zurich, Swiss University, and it hits 100 kilometers per hour in under a second.
This car is the current holder of the world record in acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour for electric vehicles. For the world record project, we brought together a team of alumni and current team members. Some are students, some are recent graduates. We took a car that was fully designed by students. We modified it. That also allowed some of the members that are still students to do research and make a master thesis.
Enemy flag returned.
That was like a little RFC fight.
And I'm about to get in it and do that. But there is quite a history of floppy-haired British presenters getting into high-speed vehicles and ending up in hospital. So I've got a lot of safety briefing to do.
To build a car that can go this fast, you really need to go down to the first principles of physics. You need to be able to put enough force into the ground in a very short amount of time. Just pure grip reaches its limits at around 1.5 seconds approximately. To get more force into the ground, we use a self-developed system which we call power ground effect. We suck the air out underneath the car from a big plate, and this pulls the car to the ground to make the car accelerate faster. We use 2 fans that power up shortly before launch to pull the car down to be able to create that under pressure. However, for the back wheels, we need more torque. So for this, we developed a new generation of motors that has approximately twice the amount of torque. Each of the motors has approximately the same power as a small hatchback. Everything is custom, self-designed, so it's quite expensive.
the main source of parts is from our sponsors from the industry. We also get a lot of support from the university. Our mission is not to build race cars, it is to build up engineers.
At world record pace, a lightweight driver here pulls 3.8 G's peak acceleration. I'm going to add about 30 more kilos of weight, so I'm not going to quite hit that pace, but it's going to be close. It's almost as fast as the catapult that launches fighter jets. It's faster than any roller coaster launch, apart from one in Japan that's currently closed because it kept shattering people's bones. There are cars which take out faster than Mickey, but they're top fuel dragsters running on nitromethane, loud enough to cause hearing damage and not suitable for anything other than going in a straight line for a few seconds. Yes, it will just be going in a straight line for a few seconds. In theory, I could go around an actual race car.
Electrically, the main benefit is how it works. There are emergency buttons. Push that button to turn off the car. If there is, for example, a fire in the car, the driver has to be able to get out quickly. It's something like the train and just to be quickly.
It's 6.6.
You have to be able to exit the car within 5 seconds.
Clear. 1.6. That'll do.
It's absolutely difficult to describe because it's only a second. It's a really surreal experience because you don't really believe it just happened. You go into acceleration mode, roll to the start, initiate power ground effect, which will suck you to the floor.
PG active.
Active.
Newborn program.
You will have to pull on the buttons behind the steering wheel and then push throttle. And then when you release, there is a split second where nothing happens, but then you will get launched. After you have reached 100 km/h, the car will shut down.
What?
And then you can slowly go on the brakes.
What? That was the longest second of my life. Was that really only like 1 and a bit seconds? That felt like 5. That felt like 5 seconds.
Pretty much dead on 1.4 seconds.
1.4. I mean, it's your round of applause, folks. Congratulations. That's a heck of a thing.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Today I'd like to talk about a couple of manufacturers that decided to disable products that customers purchased after they purchased them because they did not purchase them the right way. Further, we'd like to talk about how these companies not only decided to disable these phones from being able to make phone calls, they also disabled customers from being able to access their data on the phone, effectively holding their data hostage until they purchased a new one.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why we're looking at this again is this person is back to uploading videos on the internet in one of the most surreal, almost dark internet horror situations that I've ever seen, okay? So, one of the catalysts was obviously their Twitter account where they have come back, and they are Mrs. Christine Weston Chandler Sonichu, the goddess of the nation of Quickville, and the Commodore consoles, and the creator of Sonichu and Rosichu. Who are Sonichu and Rosichu? Imagine if you took Pikachu, and you took Sonic, and you butt-fucked them together, and there comes Sonichu. That's the small gist of it, okay? And Chris Chan is that character's father. There's a whole comic series about it, okay? There's a lot of lore that I'm throwing on you. There just is a lot. So anyways, recently they posted. The most recent post was shitting on Elon Musk. On an unrelated note, verification process improvement aside, but the price is not needed. Basically, Elon's charging about $1. Elon Musk really has messed Twitter up. Nobody, not even I, will refer to it as X. You messed up, Elon. Even Chris Chan's making sense. Now it seems as though Chris Chan is back at their home, and while they're back at their home, their vehicle was spotted, and internet, detectives have found out that, yeah, this person's alive and back and out of prison. Now, Chris Chan has been released from the Virginia prison system after about a year to 2 years, a little over that, of a stay. He was basically detained, and again, like I said, the state had no idea what to do with this person, okay? So they basically just held them, and they had to let him go. Now, while they're active on the social media, I want to look at their charge once again. Chris Chan's charge was 18-366, which was being involved by persons forbidden to marry, okay? Incest, effectively. So, in this law, it says, A, any person who engages with any person whom they're forbidden by law to marry is guilty of a Class 1 misdemeanor. Any person who engages with their daughter or granddaughter, son or grandson, or father or mother is guilty of a Class 5 felony. However, if a parent or grandparent engages with a child that is at least 15 years or less than 18, that's a Class 3 felony. Now, a Class 5 felony in Virginia, if you look at exactly what's going on, Class 5 felony, Virginia, just to get the facts straight, these are considered wobblers, okay? Crimes that fall include involuntary manslaughter, extortion, battery. They're wobbler crimes that are charged as a felony or misdemeanor. But a felony conviction could result in a prison sentence of up to 1 to 10 years and a fine of $25,000. So things are not looking too good. This is a pretty serious charge. And Chris Chan has had a history of legal issues. So this is where people had assumed that there was actually going to be something that would happen. Didn't seem that way because the case was dismissed. And how do we know the case was dismissed? Because on 8/08/2023, 9 a.m., the review had finally dismissed the case right here. Now, dismissal, according to the legal system, is when you have been charged with a crime, your freedom and livelihood are on the line. This is according to VersusTexas.com. Nothing is better than hearing the words case dismissed, obviously. When a criminal case is dismissed, then it is over with no finding of guilt or conviction. Legal action has been terminated, and the state is not moving forward with the prosecution, at least for now. A case can be dismissed at any time during the process, before trial, during trial, and even after trial if a convicted defendant wins on appeal. Who can dismiss a criminal case? The prosecution or the judge. Okay? So the common reasons for cases being dismissed are the statute of limitations is expired. The defendant's constitutional right to a speedy trial has been violated. Prosecutorial misconduct. Witnesses are uncooperative or the victim recants. Scientific analysis, such as DNA results, are being used. The defendant has agreed to work with the government in exchange for a dismissal, violation of the double jeopardy clause, or again, prosecutorial discretion. If prosecutors dismiss the case without prejudice, they can file charges at any time before the statute of limitation has expired. Now, I don't know if Chris Chan's case was thrown out with prejudice or without prejudice. It just says dismissed. Now, to understand, this call that had happened 2 years ago was like at sort of the cusp of AI voice generation. Had this call been released today, maybe people would have said this shit is AI and it's made up. There's no way it can be real. So now we want to look at what Chris Chan has said about this situation. Now, they've made 2 videos recently as they've finally come back to the internet. One, Jesus Christ Chan Sonichu, Prime Resurrected and Returned. The description of this video is glory be to all who are like power, good, righteous, and neutral.
Behind you.
Good. There's only good remaining on this earth, in this universe and timeline.
In the corner healing.
And continued onwards into light-powered glory. The worst of toxic sinners are left behind and gone. Now we review the remainder of the minority who remain. All is and shall be good with the ultimate miracle and the dimensional merge's completion. Now you might be like, whoa, schizophrenia here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, easy way to put it is, your universe is going to collide with Family Guy's universe, the Futurama universe, and the South Park universe, and the Kingdom Hearts universe, and the Final Fantasy. Everything is going to collide. That's the dimensions merging, okay? Feel like a physics professor telling you this shit. But of course, this video wasn't anything too terribly special. It was Chris Chan basically in front of a green screen of Jesus and pals from South Park. And this actually showed that there was some actual divine, I guess you could say, editing, if you will. There was a green screen. There was some effort put into this video. But really, the meat and potatoes of this ended up being the setting the render There was
What the
never
fuck?
anything involving me in 2021. So this is the answer that everybody wanted to really hear, which is basically Chris Chan clearing the air and setting the record straight on what happened in mid-2021. Nothing happened between me and Barb in 2021. Barbara again, being the mother, okay? Open your mouth if you need to. It's messed up. Yes, Jesus Christ, ladies and gentlemen, for all my Spaniard viewers, I apologize.
Right now, I'm going to set the record straight. Just so you know, straightforward, to the point. The reason I went to jail, the charge I was charged with, I was innocent. There never, ever, 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 ever was any sense between Barbara and I.
Now, that is Chris Chan claiming.
There's no way!
21 in that call.
How does that gun suck so much?
Now you're on the minority. You've written those smut bitches. You shipped me with Barbara. You shipped me with that Snorlax.
Chris Chan has referred to Barbara as Snorlax, an actual derogatory term the community uses. Now, I don't remember shipping anybody. I hope none of you all shipped anybody. But, yeah, there was no shipping. This was just us, all of us, collectively as the internet, reacting to what was hot. There's no way you could put ads on this. No way you could put ads on this, man. Dog, I'm buying a Hershey. And Paramount Plus, there's nothing. There's nothing. There's no hope.
And that was the attention that Bella had in all her chopped and screwed up recordings with all the attention and manipulating me from that. Hey, I foreknew she was gonna do that. I tested her. At the time, I treated her like, just as a friend, try to get her to be on the good side. Obviously, she failed.
So Chris Chan calls out Bella, the other person in the call, and I guess indirectly says that they knew that she was trolling. Alright, but I don't understand how, if you knew somebody was trolling, why you would admit to some disgusting things that you know a troll would record. Again, people have questioned Chris Chan's autism, but if anything, I never questioned that. This person does not make normal, rational choices in life. In fact, if anything, they're always muddled up. But again, that's just because they have autism, a serious social disorder.
Okay, well.